figured it out. Oh my goodness, I figured it out. Wait, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Uh-oh. Am I live? I don't... I can't believe I did it. Holy cow. I can't believe I've been wasting my time with that other software. This is just an anecdote. I was using a XSplit. I am now going to use OBS. I had no idea it was that easy, and I was using a totally. It's even doing the bitrate out and so on. Why was I using XSplit? Okay. Damn it, man! I wasted so many lives on that. Okay, dokie. It's all good. Okay, so I don't need this? Is it still live? Oh, I'm always gonna have this available now. That's awesome.
Emblematic of all.
Okay. Yes, keep this on. So we got this. Okay, that one's next. That's funny. We'll keep this one open to search. I did it. I figured it out. I figured out how to stream. I can't believe I did it. After like 5 lives. Okay, what was I gonna search up? Right. Oh no, I forgot. Desktop audio, my microphone, Xbox audio. Okay, there we go. Let's lower that. Oh my god. It's so easy to use this OBS, okay? OBS Studio. Oh my god. I wasted so much time trying to figure it out with XSplit. I can't believe it was this easy. Why did I use XSplit? Because I asked ChatGPT, that's why. I don't know, man. Okay, whatever. can't believe it's this freaking easy to go live. I struggled. Okay, whatever. I'm over it. Cool. I got my chat. This is awesome. This is amazing. Oh crap, I need to log in. Four, two, 8. Oh no, I forgot it. Okay. I don't even know if that's it. Shoot. This is the intro, by the way. I really hope you guys enjoy this intro. I promise you I'm going to get to good topics. But I need to figure out my password. Good thing for me. Okay. Isn't that what I... Oh, it's just... Okay. Eureka? Okay, awesome. Yes. And it's not... Oh, this is awesome. Oh. Amazing. I did it. I did it. Oh, dude, I figured it out. To my mod, my loyal day one that is watching me right now. Yes, I can see the hearts. I didn't even know they were coming, but I'm definitely going to go. I didn't know how to do this. I didn't know I could do this, as a matter of fact, because the last software that I was using made it so difficult to figure everything out. I just want to make sure that I can hear even the...
It's during a disaster.
I just want to make sure the audio works. Is it working? I can't tell. Yes.
Asterisk speech in Dearborn, Michigan, addressed to.
This is amazing. I'm just gonna play this.
Of America's much more consequential violence. Okay, it's the same reason as to why America. Kaya, please just just stop.
Souvlaki samurai.
It is emblematic of all of America's much more consequential violence. Okay? It's the same reason as to why America... Kaya, please just just stop.
Souvlaki samurai.
It is emblematic of all of America's much more consequential violence. Okay? It's the same reason as to why America... Kaya, please just just stop.
Souvlaki samurai.
It is emblematic of
Why am I typing
all
this?
of
I can
America's
tell you.
much more
No, yeah,
consequential
I can now
violence.
see my chat, and I
Okay,
wasn't able to
it's the
with the other
same
software. Now
reason
I
as
can
to
see it.
why
It's in a little
America.
window.
Kaya,
The other
please
software,
just
maybe I
and
didn't know
go.
how to use it,
Just
but
stop.
Souvlaki
couldn't figure
samurai.
out
It is
how to have my
emblematic
chat
of
on it. It was
all of
also
America's much more
hassle to get the
consequential
key to work, to
violence.
pass it over to YouTube,
Okay,
the stream
it's the
key.
same reason
And
as to
this
why
OBS
America.
Studio, bro,
Kaya,
just made
please
everything,
just
like,
and go.
pow,
Just
crazy.
stop.
So, this is
Souvlaki
amazing.
samurai.
It is emblematic of all of
Man,
America's
it's-
much more
I feel so good.
consequential
I feel I'm in a very good
violence.
place right now.
Okay, it's the same
Sorry
reason
that I
as to
have this on
why
repeat, but I'm
America.
obsessed with
Kaya,
Soundbiter. I
please
am
just
obsessed with him.
and
I'm
go.
number one
Just
hater, number
stop.
one fan,
Souvlaki
number one
samurai.
It is emblematic
hater and
of
fan
all
for
of America's
just putting
much
that
more
out there.
consequential violence.
I'm so
Okay,
worried that
it's the
something's wrong,
same
but I think
reason as
everything's
to why
perfect.
America. Kaya,
Nothing can go
please
wrong right
just
now.
and go. Just
I get
stop.
blasted.
Souvlaki samurai.
It is emblematic of all of America's much more consequential violence.
Okay.
Okay,
One more time.
it's the same
One
reason as to
more
why
time.
America. Kaya, please just and go. Just stop.
That dog does not deserve that. Okay, that's my intro. That's pretty much my whole intro. I wanted to watch this. I wanted to go over something that Joe Rogan said. Joe Rogan has become this little lapdog. I never expected that from Joe Rogan. What a disappointment this guy turned out to be, honestly. I was a fan. I was a fan of Joe Rogan. I will admit. Okay. Can't see the thingy. There we go. Oh, this is awesome, dude. I can just... Okay. Amazing. Awesome. Cool. Nope. Nope. That's not what I want to do. Nope. Okay. Browser. Okay. Is that a good size? Hey, Muddy. The video is louder than you. Sorry. Yeah. I do want it to be like that. He is, I do want the video, my desktop, my YouTube to be louder. I need to remember to pause it and then talk. That's is that a good size for me showing the YouTube? This little the window on the bottom right corner, is that a good size? I'm talking to my mod right now. This window on the bottom right corner, I'm wondering if it's a good size. I just want to make sure that everything's showing nice and even. Alright, I'm going to keep it there. Right, so, how do I... Nope. Oh, crap. Oh, I didn't know what I did. I keep messing with stuff. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay, there we go. Make the video a little big, like zoom. What? Make the video a little big. Zoom in the video, not the whole tab. Oh, I get you. It's because it's a short. It's a short. This is a short. I'll skip to. I'll put the video like on the whole thing. I just need to figure out how to move the chat over, because it's not letting me for some reason. Well, I guess I'll just come back to it. Whatever. I just need to get started, because it is already 7. Okay. So, the thumbnail is... Okay. Let's watch this real quick.
It's complicated.
I'm going to preface this. This was Joe Rogan. Okay, let's not waste any time.
Obviously, but it's also very ugly to watch someone shoot a U.S. citizen, especially a woman.
Keyword U.S. citizen.
In the
A or bisexual at the very least. I'm not sure what she was, but she had a, or maybe she's not. No, she wasn't any longer a straight woman. She was strictly lesbian. I have no idea. I'm just gonna say she was a gay woman because she had a wife. She did in the past have she was married to a man. They have kids together, but the man passed away because of reasons. I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna refer to her as a gay woman. And I believe, in my personal humble opinion, that is one of the main reasons why the right is going so hard on her, demonizing her, absolutely disrespecting her, the same way the left disrespected Charlie Cook. Charlie Cook. Kirk. The same way, the exact same way. Actually, a little worse. No, they're both bad. Let's be honest.
face,
Right.
Lesbian honest? No. Let's be
where
honest.
it's like I'm not that guy. I don't know what he thought. And again, this is a guy who had almost been run over, but it just looked
Also, that's right. He was almost run over, right? Okay. Jonathan Ross is now famous. Look at that. Jonathan Ross gets dragged. I'm going to put everything in context. Dragged by car. Before Renee Good murder. Okay, ICE Officer Jonathan Ross is a veteran he's a veteran. What was he thinking? Okay. This is very important context, I believe, because if you put it into perspective, okay, you can say ICE, what they're doing is wrong. And yeah, a lot of what ICE is doing right now is wrong. I separate ICE from Border Patrol. I honestly believe that Border Patrol, it's a very important part of the law that, I don't know, for a lack of better wording, I think that part of the law, this is not good wording at all. What are they called? It's a good thing it's a good thing I live in the modern era with my not modern era brain. Agency, Jesus. Okay. It's not, not probably not agency. Department. That's a good department, okay? Because I feel like they actually do protect the border. I feel like they actually have a good purpose for our country. This is interests and safety. Now, ICE, you could say whatever you want about ICE. That's your right. There's a lot of proof, videos. There's a lot of people making content out there that showing exactly the violations to people's rights, to their constitutional rights that ICE is engaging in, okay? Yes, it's true. There's a lot of bad apples, just like there's more good apples. But why it's important to talk about this is because it's not like this came out of nowhere, okay? This has been going on for a while. It happened with Obama. The left doesn't like talking about that. But okay, I digress. The reason it's so important right now is because it seems to be. It seems to me at least that everything is just the tensions are rising, right? I believe that the government is kind of testing the waters. See how much the populace will put up with. That's just my opinion. Anyways, I am going completely off topic. Okay. The reason I wanted to say, not to defend Jonathan Ross. I believe he is a murderer. I believe what he did is wrong. But I also believe that I can put myself in his shoes and find reason as to why he engaged in that, in what happened the way he did, okay? I can outline the things that he did wrong. Putting himself in harm's way. Doing that to himself. Getting run over was his fault. Well, almost getting run over by Renee Good was his own fault. Because he put himself in front of a vehicle that was not turned off, that had a frantic woman in the car. Frantic to the point she was only frantic when, ICE approached her very aggressively. Before that, she seemed to be calm. Was she talking smack? That's her constitutional right, First Amendment. Respect it, bitch. So I don't know. It was his fault that he almost got ran over. Is it Renee's fault that she got murdered? In my opinion, no. Because a lot of people are saying, well, she used her vehicle as a weapon. Well, she didn't. What Renee did was she got freaked out because apparently she was a protester. I thought she wasn't, but apparently she was. Evidently she was. But I'm pretty sure I can say, in my opinion, that Renee Good, she watched videos and clips and content about, all the stuff that ICE is doing wrong. Obviously, maybe you can say that she was a leftist. Maybe you can say that she was, for human rights and immigrant rights and minorities' rights and LGBTQ communities' rights and all that stuff. I mean, I just by the way everything was, everything in context points to that. I can honestly say that maybe that was the type of person that she was. Not in a bad way. There's a lot of people on the left that are good. There's a lot of people on the right that are good. There's a shitload of people on the left that are bad. There's a shitload of people on the right that are bad. Okay? So I'm just trying to put everything in a small box and give you the whole context about it. What Renee did was dumb. She should have shut off the car. She should have complied. And there's a good chance, there's a really big chance she was going to get dragged out of her vehicle. And the ICE agents were going to violate all her constitutional rights. That is a much better outcome than being absolutely clobbered with a projectile straight to her face. Okay? And I mean no disrespect. I am trying to describe it in the most ridiculous way possible because what happened is incredibly ridiculous. Okay, so now I'm going to preface what this guy did with putting in the whole context. So this guy, Jonathan Ross, the ICE agent that murdered Renee Good, point blank, shot to the face. So before this happened, let's see if I can find it. Apparently, he got in another altercation with a civilian before Renee Good, where he was actually dragged with a vehicle. Okay, videos contradict Trump on Friday. Quiet. NBC. Okay, I guess NBC is not gonna. A neighbor say, okay, this is just talking about what happened in Minnesota with Renee Good. Before Renee Good. Okay, let's get rid of this. Okay. Court records unpack background of Jonathan Ross. Okay, maybe we can find that here. The federal agent who shot and killed a driver in Minneapolis is an Iraq war veteran. Okay. He should be respected because of his efforts in Iraq. Psych! What we were doing in Iraq was completely wrong. There was no weapons of mass destruction. We had no other good reason to be there except we wanted the oil, okay? Just like we just did in Venezuela, we had no actual rightful reason to go kidnap a dictator, which that Maduro guy, of course, obviously a murderous, completely evil dictator, okay? The left can cope about it all they want. It's the truth. But, did we have, exactly every right to do so? I mean, we've done worse. We've done worse, I guess you could say. Okay. He's served for nearly 2 decades in the Border Patrol and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Okay, so another thing to point out. A lot of the guys that are signing up for ICE right now, they're just randoms that saw a bonus of, 50 grand? And were like, sign me right up. Who knows? Maybe some of them, who knows? Maybe in a made-up world, this is not factual, nor am I talking because I have evident facts right in front of my face. But I don't know. Maybe a lot of them are white supremacists. But this guy, he has served for nearly 2 decades in the Border Patrol. So he's not just a random guy that just signed up because he's a racist. I mean, I don't know if he's a racist, or I don't know if he hates the left. I don't know if he's a bad guy. But we need to have everything in context, okay? So, for nearly 2 decades, this guy served in the Border Patrol and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, according to the records obtained Thursday by the Associated Press. Okay. Jonathan Ross, who shot and killed Renee Good on Wednesday, has served as a deportation officer with ICE since 2015. Okay, so this was even before Trump even got elected in his first term. Okay. He was seriously injured last summer when he was dragged by the vehicle of a fleeing suspect whom he shot with a stun gun. I don't know, man. I hate that. I hate how much the left completely blows everything out of proportion because of how much hatred, just like the right, they have for the opposite side. This guy wasn't a random ICE agent that signed up because of Trump. He has been in Border Patrol for almost 2 decades. That's 20 years. That's long before Trump even started running for office. That is 2 decades. Almost 2 decades, I guess. Okay, this is important context. He was dragged last summer when he, so apparently he shot a fleeing suspect. They already messed up there, right? Of course. As much as it sucks to say, you have to listen to a law enforcement officer. And it sucks. It sucks that we're at a point where we either listen or something like this happens to us. I believe peaceful protests do. They make progress. I believe that's our constitutional right, and we can do them, and we can partake in them all we want because the founding fathers said that's reasonable after gaining independence from a monarchy. I feel like okay, we can do it as much as we want. To be honest, it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing to peacefully protest. You know, as opposed to rioting because an individual who did drugs got murdered. He did get murdered. As opposed to an insurrection, because your daddy didn't get elected. Your daddy that got. Okay, let's not make this about my personal shit. Even though this video is titled. Okay. So, this is important, okay? This is important context to have. 1, this guy wasn't a random ICE agent that just signed up this past year because Trump promised him a bunch of money and immunity, okay? He's been in Border Patrol and Immigration and Customs Enforcement since, so that's almost 2 decades today. This is 1 decade, 2015, where he joined ICE. Before that, he was in Border Patrol. So let's just say 2007 or somewhere there. Trump wasn't even in the picture in politics. Or was he? Whatever. 2, because the left likes to cry about, stuff that's happened to you and trauma and, all that stuff. You know how they are, little sensitive dogs. We're going to put that in context because it matters. Now, again, I'm not defending this murderer. What he did was wrong. He did not need to murder an innocent woman because she's innocent. What she did was wrong. She shouldn't have used her car at all. She should have just turned it off and gotten dragged out and beat up. That's just the truth. Because that's much better than being murdered, right? I don't know, I've read up about it, and she seemed like a decent, good person that cared about people. What happened to her is completely just evil. Especially how she's being demonized, okay? So 2, he's been in Border Patrol and Immigration and all this stuff for almost 2 decades. Okay, so that's 2. One, he's not a random. Two, he's been there for a while. And and two, a year ago, he went through a similar situation. Okay, he, I guess you could say, had a he was already on high alert. He was already like, hopefully I don't get dragged again because I've been through this stuff. Maybe he freaked out and pulled out his gun because he thought he was about to get ran over again. Both sides are wrong. Super wrong. She shouldn't have taken off. But she wasn't trying to run anybody over. Because she backed up. She backed up and she turned to the right. Jonathan is completely in the wrong also. In the wrong also because he shouldn't have put himself in the line of danger. Because a year prior, an incident happened to him. He should have learned from his first incident that somebody ran him over, somebody that he was trying to, stop. Because if you let a crazy person, run off in a vehicle, I mean, who knows what's gonna happen? So I don't know. Maybe Jonathan did the right thing then, because he used a stun gun. He didn't use lethal force. If the left had read about, has anybody on the left even covered that? The fact that a year prior, almost the same thing happened to him, except he did not kill someone. He tased them, right? Stun gun. No, because the left, just like the right, they don't like putting everything in context. They just like demonizing right away, just like the right, just like how the right is doing with Renee Good. Federal officials have not named the officer who shot Good, a 37-year-old man who was shot in the but Homeland Security could have been dragged by a vehicle last June. Immediately bring it up, right? Which is good. But the way they framed Renee Good is completely dishonest, completely evil. Just following a rhetoric. Opposing the other side no matter what. Confirmed knows referring to Bloom is on which document. Okay. All right. Well, now that we have that in context, let's go back. Okay.
Horrific to me.
Okay. You know what? So her mother came out and said she made a statement to a reporter that she was a good person. She wasn't a protester. She was just trying to drive and get to wherever. When you watch the video, you can see Renee right before she got horrifically murdered. She was kind of like waving them, right? Because a vehicle had passed over in the front. And it seemed to be like she was, telling people, okay, go over. Maybe she was trying to get out. Who knows? She did not need to impede traffic like that. She did not need to take off. Even though she was not trying to use her vehicle as a weapon. That is ridiculous. Dishonest. And the right just hates her because she was in the middle of a lane blocking ICE. Interfering with ICE. Kidnapping people. They went to a high school, right? Right after? They were like on their way to go kidnap students. Allegedly. That is what I saw, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. So I don't know. She backed up, dude. She backed up. If she was actually trying to run somebody over, she wouldn't have backed up. She would have just stepped on it. Stepped on it, and whatever happens, happens. Another argument is, we gotta stop her. What if this crazy goes and runs somebody over, even though she didn't run us over? Is it a completely honest argument? No. Because she wouldn't have backed up if she was actually trying to run somebody over. But the right doesn't like to give actual good details that matter. Doesn't like putting everything in context, just like the left. So Renee Nicole Good was a 37-year-old mother of three, known as a loving wife, a poet, and a singer, who was tragically shot and murdered, by a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE agent, Jonathan Ross, in Minneapolis in early January 2026 during a protest against immigration enforcement, sparking widespread grief, vigils, and renewed debate over immigration policies. I saw a clip of a vigil for Renee Good the left uploaded the clip, and some law enforcement or ICE agents came in and they started knocking everything over. And on the surface, that looks bad. But if you actually go and look at the whole video, you actually have to dig in and look at more videos and more angles and everything like that. For putting the whole context, the video was in the middle of in the middle of the way or something, like where people go in or cars go in, of an entrance sort of type, not to a building but to maybe like a parking lot or something like that. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like you're not supposed to really block entryways anywhere because, people are going in and out all the time. Now, obviously, you could say, well, the law enforcement officer could have just asked nicely. And then you can also say, would they have moved everything if he would have asked nicely? I don't know. Maybe not. Probably not. Everything is propaganda now. Everything is propagandized. But both sides don't like admitting to anything. They just like making stuff up, not putting in the whole context, and spewing violent rhetoric. Perfect example right here. I'm obsessed with Hassan. I am Hassan's #1 hater and #1 fan. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada. Threatens. Watch it. Threatens. Right? Kill him. There we go.
Like we got some more slop for the piggies, and this one I shit you not. If you saw the title on the thumbnail, Hassan has called.
Where's bro? Okay, is he here?
20 viewers. Hassan's in his live with 23,000
this? 4 months ago.
viewers. Hassan calling for the death of H3's wife.
Matter.
Oh, Jesus. That was not what I was trying to look up.
They're DFLP, PFLP, or even former Fatah militants. Okay? It is perfectly legal, perfectly valid, and perfectly moral. Okay? 100%. This is not like a black and
What are you talking about? It is perfectly legal, perfectly moral to want to off people that you don't agree with.
this is not a gray area. This is black and white. Okay? It doesn't
Deaf to the IDF.
get
Do I disagree? No.
more.
Why are they all bald? They don't even know that Tectone's watching this right now. That's funny. Oh, he's talking about this. Right.
Black
They're
and
not all
white than
bald.
this.
Why are they all bald? They're not all bald.
Israel's in the wrong. Israel is actually
And it's totally legal and moral. Shut
engaging
up.
in an apartheid.
This is not what I wanted to show you. Whatever. Let's actually find him. Threatens. Where is it? Okay. Shit. No. Come on. Whoa. I can't find it now? Did he take it off? Calls for death. Okay, there we go. That's what I needed to type. Calls for killing. Is that what it was? What's that one guy? There we go.
There's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid, just in fraud alone. No.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott. Okay? You wouldn't make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida, Rick Scott, you wouldn't make him a.
Well, anyways, you get the picture. I just like showing Piker all the time because I am obsessed with him. A dominant face in the left in in terms of social media and streaming and YouTube and making content and spewing hatred, just like how Charlie Kirk did it. This is the left's Charlie Kirk. This is not the left's Joe Rogan. This is the left's Charlie Kirk, pretty much. All right, I'm going in too deep about this. Okay, so Good, who had recently moved to Minneapolis with her wife and children, was participating in a demonstration when an ICE agent shot her after her vehicle became involved in an altercation with agents, leading to confusion and controversy over the events. Background: a former classmate described her as supportive, and neighbors, Kansas City, yada yada yada. She was a good person. She was a good person who got radicalized. Now, is it the time where it's acceptable to be radicalized? Honestly, yeah, kind of. Everything's going crazy. The government's overreaching their reach. There's people like this telling
Prominent part.
other people, very naive and very easy to fool sheep, that it's okay to just off whoever you don't agree with. The incident, she was at a protest concerning ICE activity. She was protesting. That's what she was doing. Her death led to public mourning, vigils, mobilization by clergy, UK family. She was survived by her... What? What does this mean? She was survived by her wife and 3 children? Am I this terrible at English? She was survived by her wife and... What does that mean? Like her wife survived? Well, anyways, let's get to what I wanted to show.
I mean, when people say it's justifiable because the car hit him, it seemed
Well, the car didn't exactly hit him. It grazed him, let's be honest.
like she was kind of turning the car away. Those same people that believe that might also believe that once someone is here, they should be able to stay in this country, and ICE is operating illegally, and we shouldn't have militarized groups of people roaming the streets, just showing up with masks on, snatching people up, some of them U.S. citizens, and shipping them to countries.
Now, do we believe this? Of course we do, because there is video evidence. U.S. citizen gets detained by ICE. Oh, look at that. There's another one. No? That was 10 months ago. What's his face? He just had... Oh, this one broke my heart. Hang on. Hold on. Where can I find this guy? Because I don't want to watch... I can't be leeching off of other people's content all the time. I'm going to do it, just not all the time. Okay, where are we at? How much time? Oh, look at that. I dropped in at the beginning of the whole round. What's his name? A viral video from Minnesota shows Jonathan Aguilera Garcia. Okay, Jonathan. Shit. Jonathan. Aguilera. Shit. Aguilera Garcia. ICE. Is that going to be the only guy that has it? Come on. Is it this one? Making a demon at a gas station? Nope. He was just trying to get to school or something, or to work, right? Look at this. Okay, no. Don't look at that. Where is it? Where is it? Alright, let's watch this one, I guess. This is TD Media Group clips. Okay, like and subscribe.
Do they have it?
What are you doing? Me?
This isn't it right now. Not in fucking Minneapolis. Where is
No.
anybody else
What?
going to ask for
Is that
fucking
John?
woman?
Get on the phone. Hey, no.
Shit. Where's the shit? Christian, do you have anybody you want us to call? My mom. What's her number?
Hey, all border vacation. Go to hell, dude.
We want to check this out from another angle.
What's your name? What's your name?
Jonathan Aguilera Garcia. I'm literally a U.S. citizen.
Okay, I know where to look it up. I'm even looking this up in TikTok. Jonathan Aguilar Garcia. ICE. There we go. I'm so smart. There we go.
What's your name? What's your name?
Jonathan Aguilera Garcia. I'm literally a U.S. citizen.
A U.S. citizen, okay? The worst of the worst, they said. I mean, MAGA has come out publicly, a lot of them. I'd be like, we don't care who gets deported. We don't care who gets detained, as long as they don't look like me, pretty much. And if they do look like me, I really hope they're gay. Hence, Renee Good. Hence why they do not care at all. Also, she was a woman.
Why are you kidnapping our citizen?
Kidnapping
Why
is
are
exactly what's happening.
This guy right here, they let him out of the vehicle. They forcing him.
Now, why would they let him out if, you know, he's a criminal and they're trying to get the worst of the worst? Why would they let him out on the streets? I don't want to roam the streets knowing there's some criminal like Jonathan Aguilar Garcia out there. Why is there so many freaking shredders in this godforsaken map?
This guy right here, yeah.
Because they're wrong. Because he wasn't a criminal. He's not a criminal. They are targeting individuals that look a certain way. Okay? I fully believe that the only reason Renee Good got murdered is because that specific ICE agent a year prior had gone through a very similar incident. And so he, you know, their egos are probably like insanely bloated at this point. So he felt the surge of power and he did what he did. Okay, I want to believe that if that hadn't happened to him a year prior, he would have used a stun gun. That's just
Okay.
Get the fuck out of here, right?
Why are you kidnapping our citizen? Why are you?
This guy.
Literally kidnapping.
Okay, let's pause here. Okay. So, if you let liberals tell it online, they're all up in arms about this because, you know, this apparent U.S. citizen was abducted and kidnapped by ICE for no reason at all whatsoever. And as I play the second portion of this video here, you're going to hear this guy, you know, crying like a baby, literally like a baby. And allegedly there's a photo of him. And I saw the photo of him with a black eye.
Am I going to be completely wrong about this and this guy's actually bad?
And a cut under his eye, right? But he had a nice little shiner on him as well. I don't know if that photo is true. The same way the jury is a little bit kind of still out for me whether or not the second half of this video is accurate. But don't worry, liberals, just for the sake of argument, because I don't want you to think I'm making excuses for ICE because I support ICE. Liberals, we're just going to say all of this is true, okay? We'll just say it's all true. So with that being said, look at this second half of this clip here, 9 minutes later.
Right here, they let him out of the vehicle. They forcing him. This guy right here, yeah. You okay, man?
No, I'm not okay.
Bro, it's crazy.
Am I tripping? Is this guy just making fun of the guy because he cried?
My man's bleeding. Bleeding.
They slammed me on the ground.
We gotta be able to call somebody. This is ridiculous. You got family around? You got somebody here, man?
I think my girl.
Come on, we in here. Come on, man. You work here, don't you?
No, I work at Target.
You work, bro. Come on, bro. It's okay. You guys are so crazy.
It's funny because he's black. That's why I find this funny. Because this guy just said he supports ICE and stuff, and he thinks that minorities that think oh my goodness, this is incredibly sad.
Man,
okay,
slam this man up in the parking lot. Torture this guy.
TD, why are you smirking like that, man? We see you trying not to laugh and stuff. Why are you being bogus, TD?
Even if I want to hear what this guy is gonna say about the individual. I want to hear that maybe he did something wrong. Okay.
I'm not being bogus. I'm not. I am a firm believer in F around and find out. Okay, I'm a firm believer in that. Now, TD, why do you say F around and find out?
So what do you do?
Like, how did this start?
Okay.
Well, let's see how it all started. Check this out here.
Okay. You doing all right?
Huh? I'm not doing all right.
What's that?
I'm not doing all right. I'm not doing all right.
I can't
back up.
What's that?
Yo. See that? Those are recording. here. What y'all doing? Yo, back up.
So this is FAFO, right? To him, this is completely okay because this guy was recording the ICE agents. Okay.
What's that? You good? Oh, absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. Oh, back up. I'm walking here. Back up.
Like that. Do the show.
Hey, that's not a nice guy.
I don't give a fuck.
Good.
Is this guy being annoying? Of course. Is this guy breaking the law? No.
Fuck you and fuck all y'all.
Maybe he hasn't broken the law. Maybe I am being super ignorant. Maybe I'm not letting him.
What you gonna do?
Hey, you guys American citizens?
Fuck you.
You hear that? You
Yeah, it's not illegal to cuss them out. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that, little tiny virgin bro.
hear who's running his mouth? Oh, somebody's talking real big and bad, aren't they?
Okay.
You hear somebody talking real big and bad right now? Let's rewind that back just a little bit.
I'm gonna let it finish.
And that's not the guy recording that's talking like that. Look at this.
Back up.
Like that. Do the show.
Hey, that's not a nice guy.
I don't give a fuck.
Good.
Fuck you and fuck all y'all. What you gonna do?
Hey, you guys American citizens?
Fuck you.
Huh?
He said, F you gonna do? You're not gonna do ish. Okay, I'm just gonna let it play. I'm sorry. Here we go.
None of your business. That's what.
Fuck you.
All right.
See that? You're blocking traffic.
One thing I will say, though. I genuinely, because of the left's propaganda, that's not a cop-out. It's my own fault for not, going and actually researching the whole context. And I'm not even going to give any excuses.
You're blocking.
Right. And one thing I will say is that they didn't just come out of nowhere and just kidnap the guy like the left made it out to seem.
Traffic. Look at that.
This guy better actually try to beat them up. If what this guy's attitude is looking like, this guy better have try to actually beat him up.
Yeah, right there.
Fuck you.
Fuck every single one of y'all. Look at that.
Just gonna get a pic. Hold on.
Go ahead, take a pic right there.
All right, let me get one of this guy here.
Right here.
Appreciate
What's
that.
that?
Fuck you. Huh? Fuck you. Come on. Fuck you. Don't touch me. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Hey, don't touch.
Huh? Fuck you.
Right there.
All right, let me get one of this guy here.
Right here.
Appreciate
What's
that.
that?
Fuck you. Huh? Fuck you. Come on. Fuck you. Don't touch me. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Hey, don't touch him. Don't touch him. What are you doing? Come on. Yo.
I work here, bro.
Yeah, he works it.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Look at that.
Fuck you. Fuck you. And what? Fuck you.
Look at that. Look, they're grabbing him. Look, they're grabbing him.
He didn't touch
Yo,
him.
let him go, let him.
What a clown. What an absolute clown. I'm very petty, so I'm just going to comment. Oh, by the way, I am racist. Not in the way you think. Unlike Charlie Kirk, I don't believe that the Civil Rights Act was a mistake. I don't. I believe women and men are literally equal. Not to be a simp, but shit, I don't know. I think I wouldn't be able to go through giving birth to a baby. I don't know, man. That's incredibly crazy to me. Didn't touch him. Expert first one, right? What's that guy's name from Django? So because I guess, okay, maybe you can say he got in front of him. So that constitutes him getting detained, thrown in the back of an SUV. And what did they do? Did they beat him up or something? He was bleeding. This is insanity. This is, if this had happened during a Democratic presidency, this guy would not be covering this the way he's covering it.
Get off me.
Stop effing around. Stop effing around, because you're only talking like that because you are overly confident that nothing was going to happen to you.
And you are talking like that because you are overly confident that if you keep kneeling, nothing's ever going to happen to you. They won't go after you because of your skin color. They're not going to look at you and be like, oh, this guy respects the law, and not do anything to you. That's what you believe. That's what you believe. People like this are insane. Insane.
Because you're a coward.
Oh, man.
That's why you
coward. If anything, you're a coward. You guys talk about respecting the law, respecting the Constitution, but when it's time to actually defend those beliefs, you cop out. Why? Because somebody on the other side is expressing is engaging in, their constitutional rights. I will say it once, I will say it twice, thrice, thrice, as many times as I want. The left and the right are completely schizophrenic.
Talking so big.
I don't even want to look at this guy no more. Is it because of his skin color? No. It's because he is regarded. I really want to say the word, but I don't know. I don't know if I can. I need this thing to stay up, the video. This is a funny, funny man. Was this a long tangent? What was I even talking about? Alright, this is the video I wanted to watch. Apparently... Oh, no! Right, thumbnail. Let's get to the thumbnail. So, as a random, as someone who is not very well versed in anything, to be honest, except construction, ask me anything about construction. No, ask me a lot of stuff about construction. I could probably answer a lot of it, okay? I got a lot... Okay. So massacre. Nisor. So I've been asked before by, either friends or in comment sections, how come you don't like Trump? And you can ask a lefty that and think about the answer. What would they answer? They'd answer some like, well, because he is a racist, maybe he's a PDF, he's a misogynist, and while that is true, I don't know, I feel like that seems too mainstreamy of an answer. Justified, of course. Terrible, terrible animal. But, I digress. I'm going to give you the reason why I personally don't like this guy. So, what is the Nisor Square Massacre? Nisor Square Blackwater. Let's just go over it real quick.
In the heart of Baghdad, amidst the chaotic landscape of war-torn Iraq, a bustling intersection known as Nisor Square became the stage for a devastating incident that would send shockwaves around the world. It was September 16, 2007, when the lives of innocent Iraqi civilians and the reputation of private military contractors collided in a cataclysmic event that would forever be etched in history. This is the story.
Okay. All right.
Of the Nisor.
Blackwater is was a private militia group or something like that, that the U.S. hired because they were trying to, I don't know, make way for U.S. troops to go. It was when we were over there in Iraq stealing oil.
Square incident. a harrowing tale of unchecked power, indiscriminate gunfire, and the quest for justice in the face of unimaginable tragedy. Blackwater, now known as Academy, has a complex and controversial history. Founded in 1997 by Eric Prince, a former U.S. Navy SEAL, Blackwater started as a private military training facility located in Moik, North Carolina, United States. Initially focused on providing training services to military and law enforcement personnel, the company quickly expanded its operations and ventured into the private security and military contracting industry. Blackwater gained prominence during the Iraq War, where it played a significant role in providing security for U.S. diplomats, military personnel, and other high-profile individuals. Its armed security teams operated in a wide range of environments, including war zones and hostile areas. The company's controversial reputation arose from a combination of factors, including its aggressive tactics, use of force, and the high-profile incidents involving its contractors.
Okay.
Underwent rebranding and organization. The private equity firm USTC Holdings acquired private military contractors and the challenge and accountability of these contractors. Blackwater's primary responsibility was and subsequent investigation to protect U.S. diplomats and personnel in Iraq. Iraq was under U.S. occupation following the 2003 invasion. Blackwater's primary responsibility was to protect U.S. diplomats and personnel in Iraq. And on that day, a convoy of Blackwater armored vehicles was passing through Nisour Square, a bustling intersection in central Baghdad. According to accounts from witnesses and subsequent investigations, the incident began when a vehicle in the Blackwater convoy was allegedly targeted by an explosive device or gunfire. In response, without proper authorization or provocation, the contractors opened fire indiscriminately, using
So the context is they thought a bomb was going to go off? So they just started shooting? Started blasting.
Automatic weapons, grenade launchers, and...
Wait, hold on. Let me just, No, I'm not gonna make that joke.
Sniper rifles. The hail of bullets caused widespread panic and chaos among the civilians in Nisour Square. The shooting persisted for several minutes, resulting in the tragic loss of 17 innocent Iraqi lives.
Two of the murdered victims, it was a mother and a son, and they were driving. They weren't like trying to run anybody over, like. Anyways, they were just driving there, but they were in there. They were around, like in that area, the line of attack, pretty much, and they gunned down that car. I think they murdered the mother first or the son first. Anyways, one of them was still not dead when the other one got murdered, and then they just like emptied their shit on the other individual. It was either the son or the mother. They completely obliterated people there,
including women and children, while many others suffered severe injuries. The families of the victims and eyewitnesses claimed that the shooting was entirely unprovoked, and that the contractors displayed a reckless disregard for human life. The incident triggered profound anger and grief among Iraqis, who interpreted it as yet another instance of foreign forces showing little regard for the lives and well-being of civilians. The Nisour Square incident reverberated globally, leading to an international outcry and straining diplomatic relations between the United States and Iraq. Protests erupted in Iraq, demanding justice for the victims and calling for accountability for the contractors involved. In response to mounting
No, I'm not talking about Floyd.
Pressure, the Iraqi government revoked Blackwater's license to operate in the country, while the U.S. government faced mounting calls for a thorough investigation and legal action against those responsible. Consequently, the U.S. government initiated multiple investigations into the actions of Blackwater contractors in Nisour Square. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, conducted its inquiry, and the U.S. military also launched an investigation to ascertain whether any laws or rules of engagement were violated. These investigations uncovered damning evidence of the contractors' excessive and unjustified use of force, further fueling public outrage. The incident also sparked a broader debate concerning the accountability of private military contractors and the lack of effective oversight and regulation governing their operations. Critics argued that unlike regular military personnel, these contractors often operated with impunity, facing minimal consequences for their actions. The Nisour Square incident underscored the necessity for clearer rules of engagement, strengthened oversight mechanisms, and improved accountability for private military contractors operating in conflict zones. Following the incident, the U.S. Justice Department brought charges against several Blackwater contractors involved.
Several, okay, not all of them.
Nevertheless, legal proceedings were complex, marred by jurisdictional challenges and controversies surrounding evidence collection. In 2014, a U.S. federal jury found 4 Blackwater guards guilty of manslaughter, murder, and weapons charges, while other charges were dismissed. However, the sentences were later overturned on appeal due to procedural errors, leading to a retrial. Ultimately, in 2015, a new plea deal was reached, resulting in reduced charges and sentences for the defendants. However, the outcome of the legal proceedings left many feeling that justice had not been fully served, deepening the wounds of the...
Did he say it? Did he say it? One of them had life in prison, and the other 3 had, like, compared to what they did, I don't know, pretty soft sentences.
Those affected by the tragedy. The Nisour Square incident prompted critical examination and subsequent efforts to improve oversight and accountability within the realm of private military contractors. The U.S. government introduced new regulations and guidelines for contractors operating in war zones, including enhanced vetting procedures and increased transparency in reporting incidents. Additionally, the incident spurred discussions regarding the role and influence of private military contractors.
Okay, so let me show you who the perpetrators were. They're in the thumbnail. What do you call it? Not a suspect, but somebody that did it. Okay, the 4 men that were convicted of murder? Is that what they were convicted of? I don't even know if they were. Something like that. I don't know how to word stuff. Blackwater guards were convicted for the roles in 2007 Nisour Square massacre where they killed 17 Iraqi civilians. Nicholas Slatton, life sentence. Okay, this is the guy that got life sentence. Nicholas Slatton? Yeah, it's Slatton, right? Or Slayton? I'm going to say Slatton. I don't care how I pronounce that. Paul Slow, 15 years. Evan Liberty, 14 years. Murdering innocent women and children and men gets you 15 years, okay? Just FYI. All you gotta do is be part of a private... Okay. And Dustin Hurd, 30 months. What? I didn't even know he got 30 months. Later, longer sentence for manslaughter. Okay. Something, right? Nicholas Slant, convicted of first-degree murder. Paul Slow, convicted of voluntary manslaughter. Evan Liberty, convicted of manslaughter. Ooh. All the technicalities completely frustrate me, dude. Why can't they just say murder? Why's that gotta be measured in degrees? Why can't it just be murder? Why's it gotta be so broad? Dustin Hurd, convicted of manslaughter, 30 years. Okay, so they all got 30 years, reduced to 15, reduced to 4. Oh, okay. Reduced to 12. So first they reduced it to 30 months, and then they went up to 12. Okay, so I'm going to show you the faces. And it's these losers. Right now, they're roaming free. You want to guess why? Now, again, there were no weapons of mass destruction, okay? We were over there because we needed oil. Because we're kind of like the broke, but at the same time, richest country in the world. Pardons. Blackwater guards. In 2020, Donald Trump pardoned 4 security guards from the private military firm Blackwater who were serving jail sentences for killing 14 civilians. Including to what? Well, it was women and children, but including to what? Let me just get this real quick. No. Okay. Including 2 children in Baghdad in 2007. A massacre that sparked an international outcry over the use of mercenaries in war. I mean, we already had bad guys doing bad stuff in the military. What did we really need more bad guys? Well, I guess we did. That's what I answer when somebody asks the dumbest question, that is, why don't you like Trump? That's what I answer. When somebody asks me why you don't like the left, I just show them any video of the left being crazies. And I am so sick of people saying, "Oh, you're a centrist? You're a coward." What do you mean, bro? I don't want to choose between dumb and dumber. Except they're both dumber. What do you mean, bro? I don't want men in women's bathrooms. I don't want to be obsessed with sex. This is the perfect... Okay, this is how I describe the left and the right. The left, if you watch The Office, is Robert California, a.k.a... what was his actual name? Bob Kazamakis. I am obsessed with The Office, by the way. And the right is D'Angelo Vickers. So, if you watch The Office, Bob Kazamakis, Robert California, was obsessed with sex, and D'Angelo Vickers was a misogynist, and he wasn't racist, but he was just kind of a very crappy person, and more of like you picture him and you hear about him and you're like, oh, I probably know who he voted for. And if you describe Robert California to someone, you're gonna be like, because there was like a vibe of him being bi in that one episode where the tall guy, the skinny guy, and Novak and Ryan stayed with Robert California partying until late, being weird to each other. Sorry, not weird as in gay is weird. Weird as in, they obviously weren't gay, but they were willing to do so. If anything, that's more disrespectful than what I just said. That's how I describe both sides. But, anyways, I digress. I don't even know if I'm using that word right. What does I digress mean? I've heard people use it in a certain type of in a specific context, and I'm like, oh, okay, I know what that means. Means the speaker has realized they strayed from the... Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness, I'm using it correctly, I think. Yeah, tragic. Okay, so I'm gonna move on. I just wanted to show stuff. What is this? Trump bombs on stage. Crap. Oh, right. Right. Where did this clown even come from, right? Yes, okay. Where did this clown even come from? No. Holy crap. Jay Aubrey? Is it Jay Aubrey? Okay, there we go.
I like both. Winning and ideas.
I always think of you as kind of an applied philosopher, but you don't like the term philosopher.
It sounds really lame, actually.
We are witnessing Peter Thiel's bets paying off,
It's not where I saw it.
for worse. But
Where is it? Where is it? No crap. Ah, Jesus, I don't know where. Wait, what's going on? Is he doing an impression of Sleepy Joe? Same, bro. Same. I'm doing the same face right now.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So that's not AI. That's actually Donald Trump, the sitting president.
I thought it was gonna be AI. I really thought that was gonna be. I thought like I don't know somebody made an AI. No, that's not real, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So that's not AI. That's actually Donald Trump, the sitting president of the United States, during a disastrous speech in Dearborn, Michigan, addressed to members of the auto manufacturing industry. And at times he stunned them into silence with the absurdity of that speech. And before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like.
Wait, did I hit the like? Like, subscribe.
Subscribe and alert bells before you go.
I don't care who it is.
One of my favorite things about this speech is that Donald Trump...
I am leeching off of their content, so... I mean, I'm not leeching like as in not putting out anything else. Like, I'm trying to make it transformative. You know, I'm commenting and saying stuff like, I'm not gonna say I'm leeching. I am leeching. I am using their content. They're doing way more research than I am, but I'm not doing it in a malicious way, okay? Because I'm gonna go live and I'm gonna use other people's content, but I'm gonna make it as transformative as I can. Because, you know, I'm not gonna steal their content straight up. I'm gonna try to make it transformative, hence why I'm, you know, playing some Ark. I'm gonna play some other games. Leave in the comments which games you would like me to try. Psych! I like my comfort games. But, anyways. This is Pondering Politics. Like and subscribe.
Sis, the 2020...
Wait, like and subscribe to me too, if you want.
...for election, which he won. And in Michigan, a state he won, a swing state, he won all 7, as he is...
Minnesota's a red state?
Very, very happy to note.
Oh, wow, so transformative, John.
Even though he won that election, and he won that specific state, he still says the election was rigged. I want to play some clips on that score.
We did good in Michigan, Matt. We won the whole thing in Michigan, didn't we, huh? 3 times we won. You know that, right? They didn't give us credit the second time, but we won the second time. But we made the last one, Matt, too big to rig. Right? That's what you got.
I don't know, man. It wasn't that close. No, wait. I'm sorry. That is not at all what I meant to say. My brain is processing stuff. I don't know, man. It was not close. There we go.
That's the only way you win races in many cases. I got to tell you, it's too bad. I think they should get voter ID. Wouldn't it be nice? The Democrats are...
I don't know, man. You guys keep saying this. I don't think illegals can vote. I don't think that's something that's true. You keep saying that, but I don't know. I feel like, listen, I live in a place where there's all types of people, okay? Let me tell you this. If illegals were able to vote, I don't think they would swing left. Just saying, I don't think they would vote Democrat.
They're totally against voter ID. Who's against voter ID? How can you even campaign? We are against voter ID.
Who is against voter ID? Are you? I'm not.
How do you not get voter?
It's just me, then.
Voter ID. You know what it means, Matt, right? When you're against voter ID, you want to cheat.
And they eat it up. They eat it up. Doesn't matter what he says, what he does. It's whatever my dear leader said. I feel like, I wonder if this is how it is. I feel like maybe we're getting like a little hint, like a little taste of what it's like living in North Korea. Like the bootlicking is just... I wouldn't be talking so much smack about bootlickers if Donnie here wasn't an actual wannabe dictator. If he was, you know, just like a regular Republican POS, okay. But I don't know, man. It's getting pretty scary out there. And the fact that you guys are still licking boots, not asking any questions, just talking smack to the other side, thinking you're owning them, even though we're all getting owned. I don't know, man. I feel like I have to. It's my duty as a random person to talk smack about it. Transformative.
Yeah. There's only one reason you want to cheat, and they do cheat.
And they do cheat. They do it. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm telling you this, and you're gonna believe it. Yes, Daddy. And they're like, he's your daddy too. I don't know, man. I don't think he's my daddy. He's my president. Is he my president? Yeah. Would I like him to be my president? Well, no. But he is my president. Is he my daddy? No. That's weird. Why would you say that about yourself? Why would you make yourself look that way? You simp.
So, again, Trump won Michigan. He won the election in 2024. He's speaking to Mike Rogers, the Republican Senate candidate in 2024, who got his ass beat by Alyssa Slotkin, the Democratic senator.
Hold on, didn't I drop into a... Wasn't there supposed to be like a matriarch here somewhere? Is it somewhere else? Did they already kill it? Do they move? Aren't they always here? No way, am I too late? Yeah, it's right there. What? Nice. Okay, cool.
From Michigan. Again, Democrats don't oppose voter ID on principle. They oppose making voting more difficult. So if you want to give universal voting ID, if you want to make it effortless, if you want to make it free, I'm open to that conversation. But that's not what Republicans want. They want it very difficult to get voter ID, very difficult to replace. They want you to have to pay for it. They want to close in mail-in and absentee ballots and early voting and just have single-day voting. That's also not an election day or any sort of holiday, so you have to like get off work and stuff like that, and
Oh, so it's the opposite. Every, what do you call when you say somebody says every accusation is a confession? You guys, no, I already went through this.
Try to find the time to vote. They want to throw every friggin' hurdle imaginable into voting. And that's what we Democrats oppose. We don't fear a fair fight. We know we can win and lose fair fights. Republicans are the ones who are terrified of a fair fight.
So is this guy saying they're the one that cheat? They're the ones that cheat? I mean, is that what he's saying? Is that what he's implying?
Competitive election. And again, that's why you have Trump complaining about this. But he complains about it more in other clips.
He's going to be a great senator. He was a great congressman. And then he left. He went on to very big things. He did well no matter where he was. And
what are you talking about?
I think they took that. Got away from you last time, I'll be honest with you, Mike. I really do. I don't like to get things going. I don't like to be controversial at all. But they rigged the election on you.
Cap.
Mine was too big to rig. You won, I'm telling you.
But when he loses, it's rigged.
You won, but you're going to do great this time. He's a great guy, actually.
So again, Trump just can't fathom the idea that he and his party are indeed capable of losing free and fair elections. If they lose, it must be rigged. This is the MAGA mentality.
That's what I just said.
Really stupid and pathetic, and should be relentlessly mocked for the end of time, until the end of time. No, Rogers lost an election freely and fairly. But again, this is how the MAGA mindset works. Oh, it's a rigged election. What about the part where Trump won? Well, that's not rigged. What about the parts where the Democrats won? That part's rigged. Even though it's the same state and the same election? Yes. Same ballot? Yes. Explain it. I don't have to, because I'm all about owning the libs. That's their stupid brain. That's just, it's so pathetic and so dumb. And it's been debunked time and time again. Now it just needs to be relentlessly mocked. It needs to be relentlessly, viciously mocked. Here's one more clip on the election.
We won everything. We won all 7 swing states. We won the Electoral College 312 to 226. We won the popular vote by millions and millions of... Oh, it's so nice to win the popular
I hate this guy, okay? But, man, it sucks how much of a dipwad Donnie is. Because, if he wasn't bought off, because he is. I mean, I guess you could say he was a terrible person before he got bought, right? But I digress. If he wasn't such a bad guy, he would be the funniest president we've ever had, I think. Besides JFK, because, you know, he said he was gonna... He pretty much thought he was gonna, like, beat the CIA. No, I'm just kidding.
Vote. I won the popular...
Millions and millions.
You'll vote all 3 times too, but we're not going to get into that.
No, you did it, bro. It was not rigged.
But the first time they said I didn't win the popular vote, but I won the electoral college.
It's like and it drives me crazy how there's a lot of things that I genuinely believe Trump doesn't believe when he says them, but I do believe that he thinks he did not lose in 2020. How this guy is president again, it's beyond me.
So they always said, while he didn't win, this is the way I got introduced every time. While he didn't win the popular vote, he won the electoral college, you know. So this is the way I was introduced for 4 years. And guess what? We said, I'm going back, and we're going to win and we won the popular vote by a lot.
He didn't. He didn't win the popular vote. He didn't win the popular vote majority. He won a plurality. More people voted against.
Right. Real quick. So, I digress. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so how many registered voters voted for Trump in 2024? I hate this argument that the right has where it's like, well, more than half the country or half the country thinks otherwise. You know, in regards to talking about how Trump won when arguing with any opposing 2024 elective voting. Okay, I just need a number. Just tell me, AI. Tell me. I trust you, AI, with all my heart. I trust you. 77,303,568 voters cast their ballot for Donald Trump. Okay, now, what is the population? Okay. No, still not. Okay, so the U.S. population is, this is like clicks away, little typing away, little clicks away. That's all you gotta do to like look this stuff up, okay? The population is over, but you gotta trust Google. The population is over 340 million, with estimates around 342 million as of, was it too necessary? As of mid-2025. Making it the third most populous country globally behind India and China, according to Census Bureau estimates cited by Wikipedia. I'm still going to trust it. 77 million. And you know what? I'm even going to round it up and give you some misinformation just to give them some leeway. Let's say 78, just for the sake of it. It's not, I'm even rounding up, okay? And it doesn't even make any sense because it's not over half. But 78 million people voted for Trump. Can you argue? Well, maybe some people were, they didn't go to vote, but they wanted Trump to be president. Okay, cool. Did they vote? No. So you can't say half the country. 78 million. 342 million. Is that half the country? No, it's not. And this isn't me being like, I'm not trying to be facetious, it's an actual argument that I see people on that side always bring up. Well, half the country this, half the country that. And it's like, no, that's not true. Not half the country. 77 million registered voters voted for the orange guy. And the rest voted for the black Indian chick. Let's see. Anyways, where was I?
Against Donald Trump in the 2024 election between Kamala Harris, third-party candidates, and write-ins, then voted for him. He's run for president 3 times. He's lost the popular vote twice, and he barely squeaked a popular vote victory in 2024. But again, this is just his vanity and his narcissism and his fragility on full display. So let's go to some other topics discussed by Trump in this speech, starting with this clip.
In 4 years of Biden, they secured less than $1 trillion of new investment in.
What does that even mean? Okay, hold on. Let him finish.
The United States. So
in the United States. Hold on. Let me hear that absolute word vomit that was just there.
In this speech, starting with this clip.
In 4 years of Biden, they
In 4 years of Biden,
secured less than $1 trillion of new investment in the United States. So,
I need to hear it one more time, just for my sanity.
Biden, they secured less than $1 trillion of new investment.
Biden secured less than $1 trillion in investment. Okay. Did the U.S. under Biden? Did the U.S. under Biden? Oh shit. Secure. What do you say? Secure less than. Okay. What does that even mean, actually? No. The U.S. under President Biden has secured more than $1 trillion in investments, according to various reports and White House statements. The Biden-Harris administration's Investing in America agenda, which includes law like bipartisan infrastructure law and the Chips and Science Act, stuff that the right absolutely hates, by the way. They don't even know what it means. I don't even know what it means. It is credited with attracting significant investments. These include over $1 trillion in announced private sector investments in clean energy and manufacturing, $450 billion in manufacturing investments in semiconductors and electronics, $470 billion in new clean power manufacturing and deployment investments, $756.2 billion in public infrastructure spending as of January 2025. I can attest to this because my city, it's always under construction, okay? They're always doing stuff to the roads. Not bad stuff, positive stuff that will help, but they take forever.
In the United States.
I don't understand who watches this guy and is like, yep.
So, 4 years, less than $1 trillion. In less than one...
Factually not true. We just proved it.
1 year, I've seen...
And I'm just a regular dude. All I had to do was Google it. Maybe later.
Secured commitments for over $18 trillion from all over the world, the most ever for any country.
The claps, bro. The claps. Yes. Yes. That's my president. Biden did less than $1 trillion.
So again, these are bullshit numbers. They've been fact-checked to hell and back. There's no substantiation or citation, which proves an $18 trillion claim. The most that the White House official website will claim is about $8.8 trillion, and even then, those numbers are inflated. They do not refer to commitments for investment, but rather the balance of trade deals. And again, if I have, my iPhone here and I give it to you in exchange for money, you did not give me that money. We exchanged. We had an exchange, something for equal values.
Okay, yeah, bro's yapping on about bartering. Okay.
So again, they're just fudging the numbers, and it's really, really embarrassing. They're nowhere close to $18 trillion. But Trump lies and hopes you don't notice.
And so some genius, I know who, I don't want to get into it, but some genius said, let's go to an income tax system. So instead of foreign companies and countries paying everything, the people started paying. And then after that, you had a depression, but that was a long time. That was in like 1913, you had the tariff switched into income tax. And then in and they like to blame tariffs. You ever notice they blame tariffs? No, they brought tariffs back in 1932.
Perfect. Okay, I'll let him finish about tariffs.
They brought them back to try and save the sucker.
Right. Right. Okay, cool. Where is it? Where's my money? Where's my money? No! There we go. Check it out. I got money now. I can explain this in a more fun way. We're going to use Coraline's dad, and we're going to use Mirage from Apex Legends. Hold on. Give me 1 second. This is perfect. Okay. Alright, bro, just stand up. Oh my goodness, look, check it out. He's gonna make it rain. Okay. Okay. Hold it with both hands since you can't hold it then. There we go. There we go. Okay, we got it. We got it. I wish I could zoom in on this. Wait, yes I can. Oh my goodness, I can mess with my stuff now. Awesome. Where are you? Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna go to scene 2. Okay, yeah. No, we'll add a... Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go. Video capture device, 2, whatever. And then we're gonna do integrated camera. Yeah, woo! Okay, cool. So, right, okay, so... Okay, yeah. Okay, this is way too big. Okay, I need to kind of move on. Well, actually, it's early in the match, so... Okay. Okay, so, just, check it out. So, this is you, okay? This is a No. This is a person who owns a business and makes a product. Let's just say this is the product, okay? And obviously, to make this product, he needs stuff, right? Resources. So one of the resources that this guy needs, Mirage, is he's got to get him from another country, right? And this is Coraline's dad. I forgot his name. And let's just say he lives in another country, right? And he makes and sells one of the resources that this guy needs to make this product and sell it for a certain price, right? So obviously this guy pays a price. He's like, no, hey, what's up, bro? I need the resources that I'm always buying off of you to continue making my product. Here you go. Here's some money. And then this guy's like, okay, just chill here. I'll go get it. And then he comes over here. I have a lot of toys, by the way. I buy all the stuff that I wish I could buy when I was a kid because I am traumatized that I was so poor and broke. Okay, so, here's the stuff you need to make your product. And this guy's like, awesome, okay, I'll be back. I don't need anything else right now, but I'll be back, okay? And this is me, okay? This is me. I'm the government, okay? I am the government. And I can do and say whatever I want. So, this guy, Mirage, well, guess what? He needs more resources to make his product because his product is super popular. You know, everybody buys it, and it sells out pretty quick. So here comes Mirage with some more moolah, some more dough. And he's like, hey, what's up, Coraline's dad? I need to buy those resources again, okay? Because I ran out of product and I need more. And so Coraline's dad is like, oh yeah, no problem. Except, and then we're gonna do a flashback. Hey, I am the government. Hey, look, this is like the cartoons like Powerpuff Girls, and where they didn't show the adults' faces except for the professor and the professor's girlfriend, or like Chicken and Cow, or Cow and Chicken. Okay, so I'm the government. This is a flashback, and guess what, bro? I am gonna do specific taxes on the stuff that you bring over here that people get from you, okay? Specific taxes being keywords. That is what tariffs are, okay? They are specific taxes on imported goods, okay? Guess what? You're getting tariffed, my guy. And he's like, okay, well, I guess, whatever, right? I guess I'm gonna have to up the price on this resource that people need to make their product overseas that they get from me, because they can't get it in their own country, because guess what? Their own country doesn't have enough stuff or resources to go around. Okay? So, anyways, this guy's here chilling, and we go back into the present, and then here comes Mirage again. He's like, hey, guess what? All right, where we were at. So anyways, yeah, I'm gonna buy this stuff, and he's like, oh, wait, hold up. I am getting taxed on this resource that you need. Your government just said, screw it, we'll tariff you because we are terrible at finances. And this guy's like, yeah, so it's gonna be a little more expensive now. And this guy's like, oh, well, that sucks, but guess what? I'm still gonna pay it because my product does so well, and it's pretty much my whole business. So okay, I guess I have to pay you this money. I'll do it, whatever. Let me bring you some more money. Let's just pretend like he got money. Okay, here's more money. that I'm going to pay you for this resource that I need to make my product in the U.S. And then Coraline's dad is like, okay, awesome, thanks. I'll see you next time, buddy. And away he goes. And Mirage is now going to sell it to, let's say, Mikasa. Poor girl, she has already gone through so much, but she's going to go through even more. Hey, so I know I sold you this. Mikasa came over and she's like, hey, I need more product from you. And this guy's like, well, guess what? I got to pay more for the stuff that I need to make this product. So the price just went up. And Mikasa's like, really? Well, that sucks. So Mikasa's either going to buy it or not, even though she paid less money last week. Okay, so she decides to buy it, whatever. Because, to be honest, I cannot live without certain things, okay? Anyways, we're over it. So guess what? Oh, right. This guy doesn't matter no more. This right here. Look at her. Look at her. This is who pays for the tariffs. You pay for the tariffs. Okay? The tariffs aren't going to fix the country's debt. It's not going to do us any favors, okay? It's not going to help anybody except the people that are rich as shit. And massive corporations and stuff. P&G, Unilever, or whatever they're called. Okay? You're the one paying for the tariffs. We're the ones paying for the tariffs. I'm the one paying for the tariffs. You're paying them. I'm paying them. We're all paying them. Okay? Get it through your head. This is like the simplest way I can explain how tariffs actually work. Or how they're working at the very least. Maybe, who knows, maybe I'm missing information, crucial information. But this is honestly the best way I could describe how tariffs are working right now. Is going to be one way that I'll get out of having to explain myself. Hey, you didn't explain everything. Oh, well, guess what? I was just being broad, okay? Okay, let's put bro back. Go next to Dwight and Jim. Let's put the money. Let's make it rain over here with the Pokemon. And let's put Mikasa right back here with Loba. As you can tell, I was very, very poor when I was a kid. All right, we're back. We're back to reality. Just kidding. That was reality that I just explained to you, okay? It's happening. And the fact that you're still denying it doesn't make any sense. Okay? Get over it. He's not that cool. He's not that cool. Is he funny? That's what it is. You know, uglies, men, can get whoever they want as long as they're funny. That's what it is. I figured it out. I figured out what it is about Trump. It's not that he's racist. It's not that he's a misogynist. It's not that he gives the great white hope or whatever Peterson said. It's because he's funny. I figured it out. I got some buddies that aren't, I mean, I'm not a 10, but I'm just saying, I got buddies that are below me that are funny and can get whoever they want. I am talking about you, Jimmy. I love you, bro. Sorry about your hand. It wasn't my
the
fault.
Smoot-Hawley
It was your fault, but sorry.
tariffs in the early 30s contributed massively to the Great Depression and deep in the Great Depression, which is one of the reasons why most economists who are sane, liberal and conservative, hate Trump's tariff regime, because it's giving them flashbacks of the Smoot-Hawley tariffs, which contributed to the Great Depression. He just doesn't know what he's talking about. But let's continue.
You really think his supporters know what they're talking about?
Every prediction the critics made about our tariff policy has failed to materialize. The evidence shows overwhelmingly that the tariffs are...
The evidence shows is overwhelmingly
not paid by American consumers. That they're...
I just explained it.
Critics made about our tariff policy has failed to materialize. The evidence shows overwhelmingly that the tariffs are not paid by American consumers. That they're...
I just explained it. Don't trust me. Just trust AI, okay? I know. Okay. Who at the end actually pays for the tariffs? I hope I'm wrong, dude. I pray that I'm wrong. The consumer. I'm even gonna gaslight it. Oh my goodness. You are correct that the consumer ultimately pays the greatest share of the cost of tariffs, but the burden is generally shared among the importer. Oh, okay, sorry. So, oh, I'm late to the party. They already beat it. I'm trying to get some more cells and stuff. All right, I guess I'll. Dang. Okay. So the pawns are the ones that paid. Oh, sorry. I forgot to include Coraline's dad over here. All right, come over here. Get over here. Yeah, buddy. Oh. Ooh.
Paid by foreign nations and middlemen. And Scott went over that with us before.
What does that even mean?
They're paid by middlemen. They raise the thing. Countries get involved. They pay them because otherwise they won't have companies. They won't be viable. And we're the big beneficiary. Once again, the so-called...
It's the confidence that makes it sound, hey, maybe the guy's right. Oh.
Experts were 100% wrong and Trump was right. People of Michigan were...
Oh my goodness, bro. This guy's so freaking funny. I can't deny it, okay? This guy's funny as hell. Is he
100% right? You elected the right guy. Have you had the other
Guys,
person?
you did it.
Everybody,
You're
we wouldn't even be having a meeting today.
So what's interesting is note how none of them are applauding, right? Again, this is a crowd that's selectively pro-Trump. He's trying to win them over, but they know that they're paying more. They know there's a reason Trump's polling on the economy is so atrocious, because certainly liberals and most independents and many conservatives are recognizing they're paying as much or more for things under Trump than they were under Biden as a consequence of his tariffs.
And if you're denying it, I got news for you, buddy, okay? You're not very smart and you're not very pretty.
The experts were not wrong. As a matter of fact, Donald Trump has walked back so many of his tariffs precisely because it roiled the markets and upset the economy. So he has been proven wrong time and time again. Here's another clip.
I said, my favorite word of every word is tariff. I've loved it for 40 years. I came here many years ago. Remember, they said I didn't come here. Then they found out I did. I got an award in Detroit, in Michigan, many years ago.
He's just rambles.
And still have it. They said it never happened. It did happen.
It didn't happen. It's been fact-checked to hell and back there again, too. Trump has produced no evidence of this sort of like award that he won in Detroit, but he keeps talking about it, presumably because his brain is fried.
Also,
here, Trump...
What does that have to do with anything? You got an award. That's cool, dog. Like... Oh, man.
Is asked about, or rather refers to Republican lawmakers, and as we've discussed in recent videos, he's facing a full-blown Republican mutiny in both the House and the Senate over his witch hunt against Jerome Powell and his war in Venezuela and a whole bunch of other issues as the midterms rapidly approach, and he's not happy.
Great. But I wouldn't use the name Romney because I'm in his sort of territory, but so I would never use that name. But all right, I'll use it.
I honestly, crap, man. I wish this guy didn't suck.
They don't have a...
It's an understatement, okay? Obviously, he's a terrible human being. I'm just...
Romney that votes against everything.
We were on the verge of greatness with this guy. Before I found out, he's like, PDF and allegedly, according to lefties, on the verge of greatness. It would have been the funniest 8 years in the history of the U.S.
I don't have a Rand Paul that votes against everything. I got him elected twice. He was a stone cold loser. I went to Kentucky where I won by a lot. I did a rally for him. Then I did another rally. He won. Then I went the second time. He won.
That's so funny. This is Trump's dementia arc. Like, he's just even more funny than usual. Like Biden's dementia arc was just rambling about nonsense and falling asleep. This is this guy. He's like, you know what? I'm on my way out. Who cares? Let's just be yourself.
Then he votes against all the time. It's just crazy. I don't get it. Then you have Lisa Murkowski and you have Susan Collins. Disasters. And you had a gentleman from Indiana that I don't believe it, Todd Young, he voted against. And you'd say, why are you voting against? They can't give you an answer.
It's so quiet. So everybody just takes care of the matriarch and just takes off? I hadn't noticed that.
They're unable to give you an answer.
No, they did give answers. They don't think that Donald Trump should be able to unilaterally exercise the military without congressional approval and oversight the way that he has been. The explanations are pretty obvious, but again, he can't help but lash out at any attempt at good faith check on his power because he's a raging narcissist. Here, once again, Trump tries to gaslight the crowd on prices.
We gave him $17.76. Meanwhile, grocery prices are starting to go rapidly down. Rent is down. Airfares.
I feel like it's just. I feel like, I don't know, they prep him and they're like, listen, just be yourself. Make stuff up. You know they're going to believe you. You know they're going to go with your narrative. Whatever you say goes. Whatever you say is true. Just make up stuff. Don't forget, Donnie, make stuff up, okay? Just make it up. I don't care what it is. Just make it up. And Donnie's like, of course, my horse.
Down. Hotel rates are down. Cell phone prices are...
Hotel rates are down? I actually do want to check that one. Today, are hotel rates down from when Biden was prez? As of today, hotel rates are generally lower than the peak prices seen during the... Wait, hold on. What do you mean? Okay. Year-over-year decrease. Average... Oh, okay, so we were expecting the decrease? You can't take credit for that, bro. Forecast for 2026 project. Modest increases in average daily rates around 1 and 3 due to factors like rising... Hold on. How much have they gone down in percentage? Whoa! Hold on! That's not bad. So he's like... So they're like, throw in a few facts. But remember, just whatever comes to mind, Donnie, just say it. Make it up. You got this. I believe in you. And he's like...
Down.
I got you.
And we're just getting started. But more importantly than going down, our growth is through the roof.
The growth is not through the roof. As a matter of fact, GDP growth under...
I bet you, this leftist commie is not gonna show that that hotel rates are actually down.
Trump in 2025 was worse than it was the last year under President Biden. Never reached the Biden heights. That may change this year. Number one. Number two, all the shit he said was nonsense. Grocery prices are not rapidly falling. And as somebody who just had to book a flight to...
Hotel rates are down.
Vegas for February because I'm going to see Def Leppard. Second favorite band.
Okay.
Airfare, I was stunned.
Just for that... Nothing against Def Leppard, it's just... No.
Trillion.
Give me that money. We exchanged.
Notice they blame tariffs. No, they brought...
Right. Again, this is a crowd that's selectively pro-Trump. He's trying to win them over. His tariffs. The experts were not wrong. As a matter of fact, Donald Trump has won.
Twice he was stone cold loser. I went to...
And then I bought the airfare yesterday, $1,900. Staggering. So this idea that airfare is down, no, it's absurd.
What about hotel?
Some other clips as well.
No, hold on.
This is a Leopard ticket. Otherwise, I might have reconsidered this. 2 major cities. The return flight round trip, I think it was $1,900. Airfare, I was stunned. I think it was like he said was nonsense. Grocery prices are not rapidly falling. And as somebody who just had to book a flight to Vegas
bring
for
up the fact that hotel rates are down.
February, because I'm going to see Def Leppard, second favorite band. Airfare, I was stunned. I was stunned. I think it was like
naming. I mean, he's naming the things that he was talking about, so he's got to name them all, right?
Flight from Charlotte, and that's one of the biggest hubs. So from Charlotte to Vegas, 2 major cities, the return flight round trip, I think it was $1,900. I already bought the Def Leppard ticket. Otherwise, I might have reconsidered. I bought the Def Leppard ticket months ago, and then I bought the airfare yesterday. $1,900. Staggering. So this idea that airfare is down, no, it's absurd. Some other clips as well. Oh, this is rich. Donald Trump talking about Iran, and he's sympathizing with Iranian protesters. And you know what? We absolutely cheer on the Iranian protesters because fuck the Ayatollah. However, I want you to hear what he has to say about the death of Iranian protesters at the same time that he's actively cheering on his ICE agents shooting American citizens.
And with our extremely successful operation in Venezuela earlier this month, that number soon is going to go lower because we're going to have a lot more energy. We're going to have a lot more, as opposed to a country that's going to be totally shut down. No fuel, no gasoline. And it's, you know, they say it's got more than Saudi Arabia. Who knows? Got a lot. And by the way, to all Iranian patriots, keep protesting. Take over your institutions if possible, and save the name of the killers and the abusers that are abusing you. You're being very badly abused. If the numbers are right now, I hear 5 different sets of numbers. I hear numbers. Look, 1 death is too much, but I hear much.
So, the moment Trump has more sympathy for Iranian protesters than he does American citizens. Not good. Not good. Really disgusting from Trump.
Whoa, and then we're going to end on... You didn't even bring up the hotel rates, and now you're saying they don't deserve as much as we do?
2 clips here, one of which is Trump threatening to deport Congresswoman Ilhan Omar simply because she's Somali.
We intend to imprison any fraudster, politician, or public official involved in these sick plots to loot and pillage our country.
What?
Think of that Ilhan Omar.
That was just during the George Floyd riots, bro.
They don't have a government. They don't have a military. They don't have police. They don't have anything. All they have is murder and robbing ships, bringing in ships, pirates. Okay. That's stopped. Same missile. Ping. That's the end of them.
Oh, fuck. I hate how funny this guy is.
It's amazing how that can stop corruption. Those
very serious topics. It's just
missiles, they never miss, you know. The same one, exactly the same one. But think of it, she comes from a country with nothing, and she comes here and she tells us about our Constitution. I have a constitutional right to rip off the country. I guess she's...
I don't know what...
This is going to speak directly to, like, Gen Z, bro. The way he's mocking people. Like, he's being extra. I don't know, man. He has my... No, I'm just kidding. That's enough for this guy. What was I gonna... There we go. It was... Alright. We're gonna move on. I wanted to talk about something else, but completely... What was it? Haruko. What? What's going on?
Something is happening in the American economy that almost nobody is prepared for. Inflation is cooling, but prices aren't going down. Debt is at record highs. Homeownership is collapsing, and a massive wave of layoffs is quietly starting. So if you think things are normal...
Oh my goodness, it's gaming inception. Gaming and game... I'm not going to do this. I'm going to watch this on my own time because it's... I feel like this is getting even more lazy. While I'm showing. Same, bro. Same. What a time to be alive. Alright. What's it called when you clean slate? Palate cleanser. I forget words. I know I just said it yesterday. Let's do a palate cleanser. It's priced out of their own country. Alright.
According to TransUnion, Gen Z carries even more credit card debt than millennials did at the same age, driven by a purchasing power that is 86% lower than what baby boomers had. And with first-time homebuyers at the lowest level in nearly 50 years, institutional investors are now projected to own over 40% of all single-family homes just within the next 4 years. Raising the question, has Gen Z's future been reduced to nothing more than a monthly subscription? While each generation has entered adulthood,
yes,
under worsening economic conditions.
Oh, a lot of Gen Z, like, they do scams, right? Like, they do scamming, and they learn from YouTubers how to make a quick buck by having a YouTube channel where you do stuff, and you're like, is this for kids? Because the content is kind of pretty immature. And then at the very end of their video, they post, they advertise their friends that are girls, OnlyFans. Right? That's what Gen Z is doing, right?
Most visibly reflected in declining home ownership. Decades of policymaking focused only on the next election cycle or financial quarter have severely compounded these failures, leaving Gen Z to absorb the full weight of systemic decay, driven by extreme consolidation and price manipulation, the same pattern that once defined the Gilded Age. Throughout the late 1800s, more than 4,000 companies collapsed into roughly 250 firms, transferring control over prices, labor, and production into the hands of a small elite. Robber barons like Andrew Carnegie, or Carnegie, controlled an estimated 25% of global steel output, exceeding entire industrial nations, such as Great Britain, while John D. Rockefeller Standard Oil reached a 90% market share, with Rockefeller alone holding nearly 2% of the nation's total wealth. And with the economy becoming dependent on this concentrated power, calls to improve wages and working conditions were dismissed as threats to economic progress, repackaging exploitation as a necessary defense against communistic propaganda, forcing workers to contend not only with unprecedented corporate power and corrupt
refuse wage when we used to actually get stuff done. Ain't that crazy? Always what?
Politics.
Always for the workers, refuse wage cuts.
But also the societal bootlickers who
after God had finished the rattlesnake, the toad, and the vampire, he had some awful stuff left with which he made a scab. A scab is a two-legged animal with a corkscrew soul, a waterlogged brain, and a combination backbone made of jelly and glue. Where others have hearts, he carries a tumor of rotten principles. Judas Iscariot was a gentleman compared to a scab. For betraying his master, he had the character to hang himself. The scab hasn't. There is nothing lower than a scab. Jack London. I have no idea what I just read.
Defended it with the strongest opposition to child labor.
Oh! Bootlickers.
Reform coming not from industrial elites or politicians, but from the working class parents whose wages had been driven so low that family survival depended on their children's income. But as inequality deepened and unrest escalated nationwide, political leaders were increasingly forced to respond not to passive American voters, but to a workforce emerging from violent labor upheavals and growing public backlash, forcing lawmakers to intervene and culminating the passage of the Sherman Antitrust Act of 1890 as an early
federal antitrust law. Ooh. Wait a minute. I'm thinking of something else.
To prevent private
very transformative, am I right?
Power from overwhelming the system entirely, establishing the precedent that consolidation was not a natural endpoint Americans were forced to accept.
Oh my goodness. No freaking way. Finally. I always bring this extra rod. I never get to use it because I always get spawned way over here or out here. Look at that. Better be
laying the
closed.
groundwork for the progressive era with its expanded antitrust laws and labor protections.
That is
Where it
so
wasn't
random.
long
Why is there a Rocketeer right there, bro? There should not be a Rocketeer right there. Why is it coming towards me? Is that the only way I can go? Oh.
ago that the nation moved out of the Gilded Age, one of the most ruthless and exploitative eras in American history, to a period where a firm handshake and a desire to work would grant you a lifelong career, where a minimum wage worker could afford an entire month's rent with less than a week and a half of full-time work, earning just 75 cents an hour, where nearly 60%.
I wonder. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Is that for me? No. Hold on. I want to know. Oh, that is for me. Hold on, let me kill this guy real quick. Is there someone out there? Yeah, keep running. Right. Hold on. Oh, okay, I need to get to that door first because I'm always complaining about this.
Of American workers owned a home at the median price of roughly $128,000 today, with close to 45% of the silent generation owning a home by the age of 25, where annual healthcare costs for the average family required only about 2 to 4 weeks of work. And with roughly 30% of the workforce unionized, workers held real leverage to negotiate higher wages, pensions, and benefits, making upward mobility structurally accessible rather than merely aspirational. But over the following decades, currency debasement, endless wars, and regulatory capture reversed that balance, funneling wealth and power back into the hands of a select few, under the promise that it would eventually trickle down to the many.
Trickle-down economics have never worked, okay? They've been studied for like 50 years. Trickle-down economics have never worked. Stop fooling yourself.
As enforcement weakened and consolidation accelerated, labor lost leverage, ownership gave way to access, and management incentives once again rewarded the suppression of unions, reviving the same societal bootlickers used to defend exploitation, once again rebranded as economic necessity, leaving Gen Z to enter an economy just a few mergers away from resembling the very Gilded Age conditions antitrust laws and labor protections were originally designed to prevent. And nowhere has that shift become more detrimental than in housing. Following the 2008 financial crisis, tens of thousands of small and regional builders were bankrupted or absorbed, leaving new construction increasingly controlled by a handful of firms. Today, the top 10 builders capture nearly 45% of all new single-family home closings, the highest share ever recorded, with just two companies, D.R. Horton and Lenner, controlling well over 20% on their own. According to research by Luis Quintero at Johns Hopkins, this level of concentration has allowed these firms to control the timing, volume, and pricing of new construction without fear of outside competition, reducing annual housing supply by roughly 150,000 units per year, or nearly 2.6 million homes since the recession, while increasing price volatility by more than 50%, making luxury and higher margin projects the most profitable option for these dominant builders. According to Redfin, the luxury housing market grew 3 times faster than the mainstream market, and by late 2024, only 6,700 lower cost rental units were under construction nationwide, compared to nearly 500,000 higher-end apartments, resulting in a market increasingly detached from household income, where Harvard's Joint Center for Housing Studies reports roughly half of renter households now spending over 30% of their income on housing, including a record 12.1 million spending more than 50% just to keep a roof over their head. And once housing is engineered to serve the highest bidder and not the average household, it attracts capital that treats homes not as places to live, but as income-generating assets. In 2021 alone, roughly 28% of all homes sold in Texas went to institutional investors. And across the Sun Belt, more than a third of single-family purchases are now tied to private equity and large rental operators, pushing median home prices above $4.
The Millennial and Gen Z economic struggle. Money Watch. Wait. Okay, U.S. median home sale price. Move to Texas, baby. Move to Texas. Ignore all the MAGA people, okay? Just move to Texas. Dude, Texas is it's how do you say? Because I forget words. I don't know. Don't move. It's goated. Like, it really is. Oh, shit. Listen, there's bad people everywhere, okay? Just choose. Ah, come on. It's like the perfect place to live because there's so much to do here. And it's pretty cheap. It is pretty cheap. Oh, I suck. Oh my goodness. Should I?
$415,000 and leaving Gen Z facing a price-to-income ratio of 10.5, more than double any previous generation. And while about 30% of Gen Z has technically managed to buy a home by the age of 25, nearly 78% required parental assistance, the highest share on record, as more than 52% remain living with their parents after being priced out of home ownership entirely. And the same consolidation that has reshaped housing has also taken hold across the food system. In the early 20th century, Congress recognized the outsized power of dominant meatpackers and passed the Packers and Stockyards Act of 1921 to break their grip on the food system. But over the past 4 decades, weak antitrust enforcement and aggressive corporate mergers have allowed that power to return. Today, over 90% of all broilers are raised under contract systems where farmers do not own the birds, the feed, or the processing rights, with just 4 companies, Tyson, JBS, Purdue, and Sanderson, controlling roughly 60% of U.S. chicken production, wiping out the millions of small mixed-purpose flocks that existed in the early 1900s and reducing independent producers to just 25 to 30,000 contract growers, down from the hundreds of thousands in the mid-century. In beef, the top 4 firms now control roughly 85% of U.S. processing, up from just 36% in 1980. And in pork, 4 companies produce about 70% of all output, where price-fixing allegations in these highly concentrated markets have shown firms coordinating supply cuts, pushing wholesale prices higher, adding hundreds of dollars per year to the average family's food bill, and allowing corporations to widen margins, all hidden behind the headlines of inflation. And as a result of such extreme concentration, these firms have been able to standardize production around the cheapest and most inhumane methods possible, while also consolidating control over supply and pricing power, resulting in 99% of farmed animals in the United States being raised in cruel factory farm environments, despite 3/4 of the public opposing these conditions. And this is why I use FarmKind. FarmKind empowers people.
Oh, what is this? Is it an ad? I'll leave you a like, but that's it.
Shifts entirely onto the labor market, one that no longer offers the wages, stability, or bargaining power needed to sustain even a basic standard of living. When understanding the systemic decay of the labor market, economists measure what is actually happening using the Herfindahl-Hirschman Index, or HHI, which tracks how much control is concentrated into the hands of a few firms. Historically, anything above 2,500 signals a highly concentrated market capable of anti-competitive behavior, a threshold that has since been lowered to 1,800. Research from antitrust economists Jose Azar and Iona Marinscu shows that the average labor market...
The average market has an 8. According to noise, markets that are highly concentrated, according to highly concentrated markets, account for 20% of employment.
HHI now sits around 4,378, meaning that in many local and occupational markets, workers are effectively choosing between just 2 dominant employers, where this level of concentration results in an average 20% wage reduction, fewer job options, and weakened bargaining power as power shifts entirely into the hands of the employers. And nowhere is this more visible than in tech. According to a 2021 report by the Institute for Local Self-Reliance, Amazon's expansion has contributed to the disappearance of roughly 40% of small apparel, toy, and sporting good manufacturers, along with nearly 1/3 of small book publishers, while also playing a key role in the collapse of major employers like Borders and Toys R Us, which together employed roughly 90,000 workers. Amazon has also been caught using its venture capital fund to invest in startups, only to later copy those ideas and launch competing products.
What? Amazon has also been caught using its venture capital fund to invest in startups. Okay, I'm thinking. Oh, that's pretty smart. In some cases, Amazon's decision allows a continuing product devastated the business in which... Dang! Okay, so what I understood is... nothing.
Cases intentionally devastating the very business it backed. And Amazon is not alone. While the FTC and DOJ occasionally block high-profile mergers, the more common tactic is for dominant firms to invest in startups, secure board seats, and quietly influence their direction, a strategy known as co-opting disruption, steering future competitors away from innovations that could genuinely threaten their market power. And when Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, and Tesla now account for more than 1/3 of the entire S&P 500, the most concentrated...
Hold on. I've never known what this is. What is S? What did he say? Is a stock market index that tracks the stock performance of about 500 of the largest publicly traded companies in the U.S., which are... Okay. I get the gist.
Traded share in U.S. market history, with big tech's investment in AI being the only reason the U.S. is not in a recession. We find ourselves once again in an economy where the nation is dependent on the economic output of a select few, directly leaving Gen Z to contend with the mass outsourcing of American jobs, disguised as AI layoffs, the looming automation of entire careers, fake job listings flooding hiring platforms, and the worst job market graduates have had to face in over a decade, where today 72% of Gen Z lives paycheck to paycheck, while nearly half are working 3 or more jobs just to survive. And I can personally say, having just turned 26, that I've had at least 2 jobs since I was 16, from 19 to 20.
Like kids today are like actually working 2 jobs, 2 or 3 jobs.
I had 1 full-time job, I had 2 additional side part-time jobs, and I also went to school full-time doing online courses at night. Now I'm thankfully in the position to just have this job, but I still work 60 to 75 hours a week. So for the last 10 years, the last decade of my life, I have done not a single thing other than work and save money, and I am still nowhere near being able to afford a home anywhere around my hometown.
Is he talking about himself?
When a handful of firms essentially control the job market, they do not just dictate wages, they dictate access to healthcare. According to the Employee Benefit Research Institute, the share of employers offering health insurance has steadily collapsed as consolidation has accelerated. By 2022, 1 or 2 health systems controlled the entire inpatient hospital market in nearly half of all metropolitan areas. And under current federal guidelines, 73% of metropolitan hospital markets were classified as highly concentrated, up from 71% in 2014. Under the DOJ and FTC's proposed merger guidelines, that figure would jump to roughly 95% of metro markets being considered highly concentrated. Where research from the Kaiser Family Foundation and the Healthcare Costs Institute shows that this consolidation directly raises prices, with hospital mergers alone increasing private insurer costs by roughly 35 to 45% without improving outcomes. And we can very clearly see this with nearly half of all metropolitan areas dominated by a single insurer controlling at least 50% of coverage, while on a national level, just 4 companies control nearly half of all private insurance. And as healthcare premiums continue to surge faster than wages, smaller employers are increasingly unable to offer coverage at all, leaving workers with a situation where to have access to basic healthcare, you almost have to join one of these larger consolidated firms because they can overcome the rising costs. Now, the only catch is they cannot outsource and automate American jobs fast enough. Where compared to just a decade ago, Gen Z is now paying roughly 46% more for health insurance, with 2/3 of young adults skipping medical appointments just due to the cost. This also strongly discourages self-employment. One of the biggest reasons why I was able to quit my job at 23 and pursue this YouTube channel was because I was still on my parents' health insurance. If I didn't have that safety net, I honestly don't know if I would have been able to afford to even try and make this happen. In my situation, I have factor V, which is a genetic blood condition. Unfortunately,
what did he say?
Pursue this YouTube channel was because I was still on my parents' health insurance. If I didn't have that safety net, I honestly don't know if I would have been able to afford to even try and make this happen. In my situation, I have factor V, which is a genetic blood condition. Unfortunately, that almost nearly killed me in my first year of making videos. I had to go to the hospital for about 2.5 days, might have been 3 days. When I left the hospital, if I would have been uninsured, I would have been $500,000 in medical debt. Now, today, I'm 26 now, so I have to have my own insurance. My self-employed insurance, because of that incident, because I have to take blood thinners for the rest of my life, and because I have to continuously go and see these specialist doctors, my health insurance cost is $500 a month. That is half my entire apartment rent.
I don't know, dog. You look like you're doing pretty good.
The best part is, that doesn't even cover all of my prescription costs. The prescription that I have to use, the blood thinners that I have to use, they are manufactured in the United States. If I was uninsured, they would be $730 a month. If I lived in Mexico or Canada, the most I would ever have to spend is $140.
So go! So go over there. Go. Get out of here. You hate it so much here? Get out of here. I don't blame you. Stop whining. Just get out of here. What are you actually doing besides making videos? Okay, bro? Are you actually like the GOAT? Greta Thunberg actually out there doing stuff to change the world? That's my hero, by the way, Greta Thunberg. I don't care. I don't care.
It goes to show you that in the United States, healthcare is not about preserving life. It's about preserving corporate profit. And
duh, because without corporate profit, we have opportunity. Just kidding.
All this video is focused primarily on the United States. The same collapse of the social contract Gen Z is facing is playing out across much of the developed world. In Australia, researchers at the University of Sydney point to a growing Gen Z mental health crisis driven by...
Okay, hold on. Listen, mental health obviously is very important. But I don't know, man. Gen Z, they whine about some very, very weak stuff, in my opinion. So they don't let you be a cat in school. Don't cry about it. Don't, try to get your teachers fired and stuff. Don't worry, bro.
Economic insecurity and social instability. In South Korea, the pressure to succeed has become so suffocating that Gen Z refers to the country as Hell Joseon, a hellish, hopeless society. In China, young people call themselves rat people, a way to describe burnout, high unemployment, and disillusionment within the...
Isn't this the place that communists here in the U.S., wannabe communists that don't actually know anything about communism, well, that haven't experienced any type of communism at all. So they don't actually know how shit it is for, day to day. Isn't this the place where they say it's like a utopia or whatever?
Rat race.
Just because they have cooler phones.
Germany, Gen Z faces the same struggles of a failing job market, being blamed on laziness and entitlement. And in Canada, despite Gen Z saving more than any previous generation, they have effectively...
I am such a narcissist in regards to like our country, the U.S., because I heard Gen Z and I just thought of the U.S. I didn't think of anybody else.
Given up on home ownership, where I believe that as a generation, we are facing the global reality of a life where dreams get smaller and goals get bigger, being shoved down the path of you will own nothing and be... Now, something I want to bring attention to is I recently did a poll on my community page asking you guys if you think that the cost of living is going to get better or worse in 2026. Now, I thought that most people would probably say worse. I personally think it's going to get worse. However, I absolutely did not think that 90% of people would say worse, 5% would say better, and 5% just wanted to see the results. What I want to draw some attention to is that within the comment section of that community post, the individuals that said, I think it's going to get better, and I think the way that they were framing their responses was probably more as a rebuttal against the people that were maybe overly cynical. But what I was seeing a lot of was, well, things definitely won't get better with a negative attitude. Might as well hope for things to get better. Or new year, new you kind of thing. That, negativity never won anything. Or different things like that. I think I should say I'm not here to tell you...
Hold on. What are you talking about? Negativity has, in fact, always, a lot of the times wins. Because you're expecting the worst, and then the best happens. I don't know. And then it feels extra good.
You should feel, how you shouldn't feel, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. That is not my role. What I think is important is that...
Bro, don't let me down. Don't shoot me, because I will die. I've got no shield. I'm going to trust bro.
Another thing that we saw a lot in the 5% saying yes was saying, take your life by the reins and make something of it kind of thing. I think one of the things that we're having to combat here is not only everything I mentioned in this video, all of the systemic decay. We're also having to combat an immense amount of individuals that are supporting it. And that is something that I will never understand.
Me neither. Just like I don't understand people supporting Melanie Martinez after what she did, allegedly.
I just don't get it. But one of the...
It's because he's giving me, I listen to Melanie Martinez vibes type, this guy.
Other things
I don't know why.
We're having to do is overcome this desire to almost bury our heads in the sand and just say, things are going to get better. Or to almost be like, put so much blinders on and say... as long as I'm okay, that's all that matters.
Yes, that is exactly the main one where I don't see it around me. It's not happening to me. Everything's going to be just fine. Listen, if they can do it to some, they can do it to all. I thought I was going to have a palate cleanser, and I'm just back into this. Okay, let's look at brain rot.
In 2022,
I got kids, and,
lab in Munich did something that I've been wanting to see. They gave 60 people a cognitive test, then sent them away for a 10-minute break, and then tested
Okay, hold on. All right.
them again. Now, the difference was the break. Some people just sat there, some scrolled on Twitter, some watched a normal YouTube video.
Oh, this is such cool editing.
Some...
I bet you she pays monthly for whatever software she's using.
Went on TikTok.
Is it just me? Or since we bought TikTok? It's a team effort, okay? Since the US bought TikTok, it's kind of not because, now the US owns it, I don't want to use it. No, it's just, I don't know, man. The stuff that's on there now, it's not as cool as, maybe it's the same stuff, maybe the same algorithm, nothing changed except we bought it. But for some reason, I don't know what's getting pushed, but my algorithm sucks. My feed sucks. Is that on me? Maybe.
So whose brain changed during that time? This is one of the few experiments that I've been able to dig up that has actually tested the idea of brain.
Did you dig it up, or did somebody do the research and now you're just leeching off of it like I'm leeching off of you for your content?
Rot. But the science is starting to catch up to the fact that short-form video feeds are everywhere, and almost all of the commentaries.
Nuh-uh. I'm on hour what? 2?
Says that they're making us dumber.
I cannot physically
Incorrect. I've always been dumber. A lot of
bring myself to study.
I'm addicted too. We're all addicted to this.
Oh no.
A lot of people I know.
Horrible for you.
Oh, and we're giving kids just the attention span of a walnut.
This is awkward because we make shorts, and it has introduced us to a.
What did you just say?
I'm addicted too. We're all addicted to this.
Oh no.
It's horrible for you.
Oh, and we're giving kids just the attention span of a walnut.
This is awkward because we make shorts, and it has introduced us to a bunch of new viewers. If brain rot is real, then we might be part of the problem.
I do have a lot of...
We're not part of the problem. We are quite literally the problem.
skepticism whenever there's a claim that like some new thing is fundamentally changing the way that humans operate.
Yeah, apparently Socrates thought that writing was going to ruin our minds, and you know, people.
Is this true? Was this their brain rot? You know what was this? Oh, dude. Okay, the Roman Empire's brain rot was coming up with mythology. That was their brain rot. Just complete schizo posting. Writing, you know, mythologies and stuff, and the gods, and, you know, the sun is our god with the, who was it, the Mayan or the Aztecs or the Incas? Was it all three? We've always been brain rotted. We've always just made up stuff.
Worried about novels being addictive and the Telegraph and all of that. Like on Howtown, we don't just take the conventional wisdom.
We're not running on vibes over here. We're trying to see if there's anything behind the vibes.
So I went hunting for...
Oh, she actually did do research. That's something I only do when I do video essays.
Evidence.
I've only ever done one, but I'm going to do another one. I'm working on another one.
We've heard about shrinking attention.
Highly recommend my first video essay that I uploaded. It's not alive. It's my first one, so it's pretty mediocre, but I think the message I get across is kind of nice.
Attention spans since...
Go check it out. Like and subscribe. Share. Turn on your notifications, because I promise I'm only going to bother you like once a day. Like once a day, and not every day. Maybe like three days a week. Maybe. If I'm lucky.
It's the start of the smartphone era, but how can we measure those? And what are the studies saying?
Or don't.
About the video feeds specifically. After 10 minutes of swiping through shorts, do people really...
I don't know why I like the way she says shorts. Sounds funny.
Think any worse. First, I wanted to know what makes this new format different from the hours of television that people watch every day. And you can hear it in how the companies talk about their own...
Okay. My opinion is because we don't have to wait. So also...
product. See, last year, a bunch of private conversations between TikTok employees came to light after 14 U.S. states investigated and sued the company.
This is multiple lawsuits coming from individual states' attorney generals, and the action alleges that TikTok exploits and harms young users.
The state attorneys had agreed to black out the confidential materials.
And I found the breadth of these redactions odd.
That's a local reporter named Sylvia Goodman. She discovered that the redactions in the Kentucky complaint had not been done correctly.
I copy and pasted it all out into a fresh document, and I could read all of those redactions. I'll be honest, my jaw was on the floor reading some of this.
The document showed TikTok employees openly grappling with the potential harm of the bold glamour filter.
Bold glamour filter. This is without the filter.
Oh, I love those letters. Not the filter. The bold glamour. I love those letters with the little background, the black outline. Because it makes it so much easier to read.
They admitted that those
trying to fill empty space.
Screen time reminders were a good talking point, but
I was about to click on it.
not altogether effective. One sentence that really stood out to me came from an internal document titled Digital Wellbeing.
TikTok's success can largely be attributed to strong out-of-the-box personalization and automation.
It's because not only is it feeding entertainment, it gives you, in my opinion, it gives you like the sense of, I could do this. And most of the time, you can't. Maybe you could, but you won't. Should you? Maybe. Short.
Which limits user agency.
We hear a lot about that.
It makes you fantasize a lot about things that, hey, I could do this if I wanted to, but you never do.
Personal.
For example, all the stuff that you save for like DIYs or hacks, actual hacks that work, or advice on how to do something. Like, you'll save it and then you'll never again go back and watch it or read it or whatever. It's that essence right there where it has retention. It feeds you using an algorithm that is pretty much brick by brick characterized to your liking. So it makes you, it takes you to fantasy land where you think you can do anything that you see, that you are fed, and it makes you feel good.
That's the famous algorithm that decides what to show you based on what you watch and what people...
I did not know what it was called. What is it called?
Out-of-the-box personalization and automation, which limits user agency.
We hear a lot about that personalization. That's the famous algorithm that decides what to show you based on what you watch and what people with similar watch behavior watch. But I want to zero in on that last part about how the interface limits user agency. They're saying that TikTok wins by making fewer things feel like your decision. And I think that's the key to understanding what short-form video feeds might be doing to our minds. And since we use that word feed, let's roll with the food analogy. The restaurants we know have a menu. You browse, you pick something, you eat it. Streaming television is that kind of restaurant. YouTube is too, or it was. Their big innovation is that the menus are personalized based on what you've eaten there in the past.
Ooh, I've never heard this type of analyzation.
Now imagine
describing TikTok. Oh well, short term format.
Restaurant without menus, where you sit down, open your mouth, and a device places a morsel of something onto your tongue. You don't get another bite until you eat it or spit it out. By measuring your chew time, the restaurant can adjust the lineup of bites to feature more of the flavors that you tend to swallow. But they don't just hit you with the same flavor time after time. They can also test out some unexpected morsels, because even if it's not your favorite, it's just a bite. And there's another one waiting that might be amazing. Without a menu, you lose the experience of choosing, but you gain the experience of being surprised over and over and over again.
That is true. There's a lot of stuff online, like content, where I'm like, wow, I'm enjoying this, and usually I wouldn't look it up, but it's fed to me, and I end up enjoying it. Like, I did not know I enjoyed... Let me show you. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Somebody's here. Hold on. I'm very... Okay. Hopefully they're fighting Ark. I did not know I enjoyed watching people do like their hobbies, like not their hobbies. For example, the people that camp and they bring, you know, their stuff to cook with, and they bring like oh my goodness, I don't even know what that is. They bring their knives and they either catch a fish or they bring a big ass fillet. I'm sorry, fillet. I'm thinking of something else. A big ass steak or some ribeye, and then they just cook it while using nature. It is so soothing and entertaining. Okay. I'm very suspicious of people, especially that skin. Because that skin, I've had 2 different guys absolutely obliterate me from the back. Oh, that sounds so wrong. With that exact same skin. Okay.
Plus, a lot more people can make morsels than can make a whole menu, so this restaurant can recruit way more cooks trying way more tricks to make their morsels tasty. This restaurant is TikTok and Reels and YouTube Shorts and all of the other imitators. And it is probably...
Whoa! Why is my internet not working? Excuse you, Starlink. Okay.
The most engaging media interface that I've ever seen, just in terms of sheer entertainment by watch time. There's a catch, though. This sequential feeding system wouldn't work if the dishes were big or complicated. It only works with morsels. If you take away the user's agency, you arrive at short form. We've seen this happen before with Tinder. Instead of a dating app based on a menu, they showed one profile at a time, forcing feedback from the swiper, and what happened? The profiles became short form. Just photos, a couple of words, and an algorithm that encodes our subconscious responses more than our reflective intentions. Maybe you noticed.
I don't know, man. I've used Tinder before in the past. And it wasn't so much of like what she's describing, more of a how do you say, looking for someone to, it's not, maybe this is messed up to say, it's not like I was interested in what I was looking for. I was just looking for companionship. I don't think it's pretty similar to what this girl's describing. Like,
that all the dating apps became Tinder. So,
okay,
is all of media becoming TikTok? I've been trying to figure out just how much human attention has shifted into these feeds, but only the platforms know that, and they don't release the data. But they do these quarterly calls with investors, and if you go back through the past few years, you can kind of hear just how big of a response Meta and YouTube have made to the rise.
Why is she calling her Meta? I said it's not to be that guy, but it's called Facebook. Or is she like grouping in Instagram? Whoa! Oh, nice. Okay. Is she grouping in Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! There's another one.
Of TikTok.
Reels already makes up more than 20% of the time, 50% of the time that people spend on Instagram.
Over 15 billion views each day, 30 billion daily,
50 billion plus
70 billion.
We now average over 200 million daily views on YouTube Shorts.
Social media has gone through 2 eras so far. First was when all content was from friends, family, and accounts that you followed directly. The second was when we added all of the creator content. Now, as AI makes it easier to create and remix content, we're going to add yet another huge corpus of content on top of those.
It's really easy for me to...
What is this? Oh, okay.
To think of this
We're gonna
as
add this, like,
the bowl of
if we
potatoes.
came up with it, and the whole time they're just copying TikTok. We are so disingenuous.
Potato chips that someone sticks on the table that you didn't order, but it's there, so you snack on it.
No one can eat just one.
And it makes me wonder if Howtown Shorts are kind of like, do you know those like pea-shaped potato chips?
Right. I know what you're talking
It's
about.
like a green Cheeto.
There's a version of this that's like, but our chips are made of vegetables.
Yeah. I suppose it's no surprise that a bottomless personalized mystery snack dispenser could take over our media diets. But there is such thing as a healthy snack, right? So I'm going to tell you about all the research that I've read about this, and then maybe we can decide how we feel about it.
Yeah, great. Yeah, it's interesting. As you've been researching all this, I have been feeling especially scatterbrained. I'm like distracted by the news. I've been moving between 2 different continents. So it's a happy coincidence that the sponsor for this week's episode is Haiti.
Before we get to TikTok, there's a bigger question to answer. Have our attention spans really shrunk? According to a 2015 post by Time magazine, yes, they're now shorter than a goldfish. But this is one of those myths that won't die.
Here's a fun fact.
Some researchers have concluded that our attention span is now shorter
than a goldfish.
That's a scientific fact.
The claim came from a report published by Microsoft, which had this graphic showing our attention span declining from 12 seconds to 8 seconds. But they were citing something called statistic brain, which in turn cited these sources. And when journalists tried to track down those sources, they didn't exist. The numbers were entirely made up for both the humans and the goldfish. So what would it really take to measure attention spans? Well, I talked to one of the few people who have tried.
My name is Gloria Mark.
She's written a book called Attention Span, and way back in 2003, she convinced an investment management company to let her peek over the shoulders of 14 of their employees as they worked.
And
whoa, invasion of privacy. I don't know why my internet's being weird. Okay, bro, I guess.
We just observe them, and with stopwatches, every time they changed to do something else, we would click on the stopwatch, and it was very, very tiring.
Those employees spent about 2.5 minutes working on their computers before they switched to checking email or doing something else. Fast forward to 2012, she convinces another workplace to let her install software that tracks how often their employees click from one window to another, and finds that they switch every 75 seconds on average. Now it's closer to 40.
So yes, empirically, we can say that on screens, attention spans have shortened.
It's a little tricky because...
Hold on. Whoa. I'm watching the whole thing with my ears.
Obviously, we have this method switch. Like, without that dot at 2004, the trend doesn't look as dramatic, right? It's sort of funny to me to think about the adjudicators or the watchers in that first test were also having their attentions tested. Like, were they able to catch... like
Attention testing inception.
They're also...
Attention testing inception.
Having to focus. The other big question I would have is, like, is this measuring our ability to focus or just how much distracting stuff there is in our lives? What I'm worried about is that I'm no longer able to read a book for 6 hours like I did when I was 12.
Has something changed about your brain?
Yeah, has something changed about the ability of my brain? It's obvious to me that something has changed about the way that computers work. Like, yeah, I've just got notifications. There's literal sounds that are telling me you should be distracted by this other thing right now. And so...
Doc, we all get annoyed by notifications. What are you talking about? No, but if you're paying attention to notifications, it's because you know you're expecting notifications. Otherwise, we all hate them. We all turn off. We all put it on silent mode for a reason, because we hate notifications. That's not a good point, okay? So your whole thesis is wrong. Just kidding.
I'm still curious about, like, if there's actual damage being done to our mental systems, I guess.
Mm-hmm. The advantage...
I feel like no. In reality, I think we're just getting started. It's the beginning. We've never had social media the way we have it, the way we've had it since, I want to say 2000. I feel like since MySpace. That's when everything started, okay? And when people started making YouTube videos and uploading their stuff, and then it evolved into what it is now, from video vlogs to what we have now, content creators, like streamers and stuff. I don't know, man. This is just the beginning. We don't even know what's coming after this. So to be like, I feel like...
The advantage of Gloria Mark's approach is that it captures real life.
It's not just bringing people into a laboratory, having them sit for an hour in front of a computer, but we actually...
Right. By the way, I'm playing Arc Raiders, and it's been peaceful. No one has shot at me. Everybody's been chill. There's a lot of the times everybody helps each other, and it's cool, right? And you're probably thinking, wow, what a cool experience you're having in Ark. Usually I always get aggressive players. Well, I'm going to show you what happens when you either try to defend yourself or you just straight up start blasting. And it's pretty interesting. I'm not gonna want to lose a lot of my stuff because a lot of the stuff I have is cool, and I don't want to lose it. So, how much is this? 3 grand? So what I'm gonna do is gonna go in there with free loadouts. Just kidding. I'm gonna go in there with cool guns, but hopefully I win a lot of the fights I'm about to get into. And I'm gonna show you the dark side of matchmaking in Ark Raiders. Okay, what I got? Okay, yes, very good. Am I gonna be healing a lot? Probably not. Let's just not even. Yeah, okay, good. Do I want to waste a lot of ammo? No. And you know what? I'm only gonna take 1 gun. No, I need Ark. I need to defend myself from Ark. No, it's my only hull cracker. Never mind. All right. Okay, let's do this.
Actually observed what people did over the day in the course of their actual work.
The limitation is that it can't distinguish between these 3 different influences on our ability to focus. There's our attentional capacity, that's what we generally think of when we say attention span. Then there's our motivation, how much we need or care about focusing on this task. And there's competition, how much is our environment distracting us? Now, in a lab, they can get closer to controlling for motivation and competition, but the tasks that they give people don't look anything like real life. Let me show you. This is a classic attention.
Okay, I get it. We're becoming dumber, pretty much, is the whole shabula of what she's saying. Greed is destroying the world. You don't say, bro. Okay, what else do I want to watch? Because I'm just going to focus on the game now. So if anything, I don't even want to let... Oh, I know what.
Of the Republican Party.
Wait. Okay. I know what I'm going to look up. Oh, my goodness. What do you call it when you get a bunch of videos together? Oh, it's so late in the game. Why does it do that? Compilation. Okay. Compilation of Hassan Pike. Being, I don't know, a bad person, I guess. There you go. That's what I have on replay. Oh, no, I'm going to do this. Okay, perfect.
The internet is absolutely fuming right now from a Twitch stream that went on from a...
I am not letting this go, bro. I do not forgive him for tasing, pretty much, his dog. Everybody else has moved on, and it's like, you guys suck. Okay.
A creator named Hassan Piker for allegedly abusing his dog live while on his stream. Now, of course, I thought who better to look at this situation, clear the air, and explain to you guys exactly what's going on. I'm a professional dog trainer.
This was 3 months ago. More than 3 months ago, by the way.
I work with behavioral cases, and I've been doing this now for over a decade. So I figured, let's see if Hassan Piker did the right thing, and maybe he...
Let's see how bad I am at PvP in this game. There goes my first. Shit. I was genuinely gonna blast him.
Should be held accountable, or maybe the internet is wrong about this. Let's go into this. I'm going to react to this right now. My team sent me this. I know nothing about this guy. I know nothing about his dog. All I know a lot about is dog training, dog behavior. Let's get into it. His dog's behind him on a cot. She's like a chow mix. He can see her getting off here. He's annoyed.
Oh, but just stop.
Okay. Corrected her. She yelped. She went.
You gotta point out the reach. Him reaching for the Zin.
The same reason as the why. He can see her.
Hold on. Why is this guy like? What? Why is he not showing? You need to show the whole body, bro. No bad dogs. True. The whole context would be showing him doing this and reaching over for his taser.
Off here. He's annoyed.
Oh, but just stop.
Okay. Corrected her. She yelped. She went right back into a down. He's upset, obviously. He's being a baby. She's being a baby, I think, he or she. So
You're making her stressed.
Stress is sure.
So incredibly spoiled from my mom, and she needs to literally have the same structured, regimented.
Okay, I agree with everything he's saying. We're gonna get into all of this. This is very interesting, especially for people who don't know anything about dogs, who don't know anything about dog training, and if this guy's on the line of losing his career or being banned from Twitch, this is very.
This is 3 months later after this was posted. Hassan has not lost his career. He's thriving. He's not thriving, but he's doing good still, right? He gets a shit ton of people still donating to him. You're donating to a millionaire. The side that is against American imperialism. Whoa. My internet's failing for some reason.
Very, very serious. So from a dog training standpoint, and I'll give you guys context as well. I used to be an animal control officer, and so I used to literally go to court for the state of New York to determine whether or not dogs have been abused, they've been neglected, they've been abandoned. So I am a very good person to look at this and actually identify what is actual abuse.
Are you?
Abuse and what is not. And of course, my experience with dogs, I'll go into what's happening. And so, dog gets off the cot. Obviously, he's frustrated because the dog gets off the cot. Now, from what he said at the end of the video, that the dog gets off the cot, goes out and chews on stuff. Again, we have to look at this, right? Okay. Yes, the yelp, nobody wants to hear. Inappropriate time correction.
Hold on. Is this guy gonna say? Is he gonna say that he did not? I'm calling it out right now. If I haven't watched this, if this guy says he didn't actually abuse his dog
at that level, right? The correction timing, I should say, actually was perfect. The dog got off. He corrected the dog. The dog said, "Okay, fine. Let's watch it again." Reaches the e-collar. Correction. Dog said, "Holy crap." Guys, this dog has already forgot about this. And again, from an animal control perspective, again, we never want to see dogs yelp. But guys, I've put dogs on collars and leashes, and I've been talking to somebody like this, and the dog runs at the end of the leash, and they hit the end of the leash, they go, "Ah!" and they do the same thing. So, and as a dog trainer, we make mistakes. We're professionals. We're trained with the
Holy crap. Why are you people like... I'm going to learn
tools that this gentleman is using, and things happen, right? So abuse is showing up to trailer parks, showing up to houses.
Bro, obviously he's not going to show the abuse. Obviously he's trying to hide it. Obviously you're going to think this is probably not the only time he does this. What about behind closed doors? You think that's impossible? It makes a lot of sense. He just showed what he can do on accident.
Going up to mansions and seeing dogs fight each other to the death because the owners are afraid to be assertive. Dogs who are putting holes in kids. Dogs who are hurting kids because the...
Hold on. No bet. Okay, all right.
Owners are not holding the dog accountable. That's abuse. Not feeding your dog for weeks at a time. That's abuse. Leaving your dog outside to die is abuse. Neglecting your dog. Throwing your dog outside of a car, a moving car. I've seen all these things. I've written reports for all these things. Yes, that would be abuse. So let's look at some of the comments people are saying. Responses from the world that.
So he explained abuse, and then he explained, and then he said. He described abuse. And then he was like, well, abuse. And then abuse. And then, I don't know, man. He described different forms of abuse, but he's also saying, what this guy did, that's not abuse.
I can react to. So the Observer, Uncle Mikey LA, he's lying, those collars have vibrate. So his response, just so you guys know, I'm going to read it to you because it's important. You know, I'm not an investigator, but so he's showing off his collar, and the collar, he's saying, I'm just going to watch it.
This is the one. This is the one that they saw.
Okay, let me see. Let me actually, I can tell you exactly if this collar has just a vibrate or not, because I've used several e-collars. They are, again, they're great for dogs who are deaf. They're great for people who want to enjoy their dog completely off leash but need to get them back when they call them back. They're great for dogs who have a bite history and they want to keep their dog alive instead of euthanizing him because maybe they don't like other dogs and there's nothing else that can really reach them where they're at.
That people are talking about. Okay, this is the one. This is the one that they saw.
Let me see it, buddy.
It has the capacity to vibrate, and that's it. Are you happy? That's it. Good. There's the air tag. There's the fucking vibrator. It also uses...
Let me see it.
It also has a flashlight component to it.
Let me see it. So this is what I believe is an e-collar technologies e-collar. A good brand of remote collar, when we talk about, you know, again, the spectrum, that has 100 levels. He just used the wrong level. I am not convinced that this only has a vibrate, because if he won't show...
This is the one. This is the...
So right now, he does show the collar without the contact points inside of it. So I'll pop up a remote collar with contact points here. Sometimes I have them laying around here as we demonstrate people what they are and what they're meant to be used for.
This is the one that they saw. It has the capacity to vibrate, and that's it. Are you happy?
Okay, so there's no contact points on this collar, and he could be correct because the e-collar technologies remote collar.
Why do people write so much for bad people?
They do make a vibrate only, for sure. They do. And it doesn't look like there's contact points on this collar, which in that case, he would be correct. You can also take the contact points out of a collar, but it doesn't look like there's any holes in this collar for to even screw in.
It's crazy how this was proven wrong. He taped over it, but somehow people still defended all this stuff. He's not even analyzing it correctly. Why didn't you show him reaching over? Crap.
Familiar with the brand, very familiar with the collar.
There's the AirTag.
AirTag, it's an e-collar technology.
It also has a flashlight component to it at nighttime, and it also has a tracker on it when she gets lost. If she were to actually get fucking lost, you are able to.
Also, not why
it makes a sound.
Why not point out?
Okay.
It's a tone. We call it a tone. He's probably freaking out. And I feel bad, man. This is the...
Where Kaya doesn't...
You feel bad for who? For Hassan.
Okay. Now I need to react to this. So now he's getting the dog back out and he's working on his place command.
Place!
The dog goes to his place.
There are days where Kaya doesn't wear a collar. There are days where she wears a different collar. Okay? This, in and of itself, doesn't actually work in the way that you think it does. Okay? Here. This is the...
So he's holding the remote collar receiver without contact points. And what he's... If
flashlight?
Let me just see if he turns it.
Okay? And this is when it vibrates.
If the collar he's showing right here is the collar that was on her, which I'm assuming he doesn't have multiple, he's not a dog trainer, he doesn't have these collars laying around. He's correct, actually, that he just used the vibrate function and the dog was corrected. Judging by what and again, I'm objective. I have no skin in this game. I don't know him. I don't know his dog. I don't know anything about this situation.
Sure, you don't know
I'm just telling the people what's going on. That collar only vibrates. He is correct. Flash.
I feel like 3 months ago, Hassan definitely got outed. I don't even want to watch this. Don't defend dog abusers, guys. Whoa, Fantano dropped.
Hey, what's up, Aiden? How you doing? I'm good. Thanks for asking. I hope this email finds you well. We don't need to mince words. We don't need to go into backstory or anything like that. You know what I've said about you. I know what you've said about me. You seemed kind of upset, which I understand because you come across like the type of person who very much seeks validation from older men.
What's the biggest thing about you? You must have something huge about yourself. What's the biggest thing?
But we're not here to talk about that. What we're here to address is that you're not going to get away with sort of assassinating my character, dragging me down with you, and acting as if
I am chronically online. I haven't heard any shit talk from Aiden to this guy Fantano.
I'm a horrible, terrible human being. There's just one thing I need to point out to prove that isn't true. Because if I was like the worst person on the planet, if I was a hateful person, if I was somebody who was bigoted and misogynist, you would like me. You would think I'm awesome. You would be drawn toward me like a fly toward shit. For example, if I had a case with a 14-year-old child, you would want to do a song with me. If there were minutes of audio of me uploaded to God's internet having conversations like this with a teenage boy.
So you tell me that there's not another 15-year-old that you could bust down? Yo, bro. Dude, would you let you?
No.
Why not? Suppose he's like, yo, bro, listen, yo, you always wanted me to be next to you. Now I could be inside of you. Pause.
Yo, I'm not gay.
I would be your shoulder to cry on.
Oh my God, I'm so mad at. My PR was finally getting better. I had two deals lined up. Same with DD. I was talking to him. He lost both my deals. On God. Like, it's not even about the money. It's just because, like, I wanted to do it. Cause it's like, damn, it was a big ad. It was a big deal.
If I was a sex trafficker, you would want to sniff my chair. If I was a greedy, weird, gambling spokesperson, you would do stream after stream after stream with me and even get rounded up with me in a couple lawsuits. Why not? If I was a high-powered politician on the Epstein list, you would probably use your platform.
Fantano's a Dem? Is he a lefty? No, I shouldn't characterize people just because of certain views they share with other groups of people. I don't know why I thought Fantano was like a conservative.
To help me win an election.
We good? Oh, we're good. All right.
And if I was, let's say, a white supremacist, you would do even more streams with me. There would be hours of footage of you reacting to me very positively. Hell, we'd probably even be friends.
Another black thug that hates whites, ingrate. They should
hold on, what? Oh,
ship his ass to Africa.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Take your Hennessy.
Yeah.
And your Cavassier.
Everything Nick is saying right now is facts. And if you have a problem, don't get out of my stream. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't know how many people are gonna f me after saying this, but I think Nick Fuentes is very funny, and I like a lot of the shit that he says. I just gotta with you. You understand? Like,
love
there's something about it.
Hell yeah,
there's just something about it, bro. There's something about it.
The GOAT, dude. The GOAT.
There's literally footage of you allowing this man to gaslight you live on stream into believing that hate crimes and hate crime statistics against your own people are just made up?
I'm looking at these hate crimes by different religions, and anti-Jewish is number one with 683. Could you care to explain?
Oh, yeah. Where are you getting that figure? What you actually find is that, one, a lot of hate crimes are hoaxes, like Jussie Smollett. That's the famous example. You can look into, there are a lot of these hate crimes where there'll be a Jewish cemetery or something like that, and it's a Jewish person that puts it there.
It's all about spreading love, and I'm all for it. So you just
absolutely
no hate at all, man. No hate at all.
Also, weren't you just defending FaZe Banks the other week?
Ricky, you're going backwards. Dude, there's nothing wrong with saying that. If you're saying it in a non-racist way with your friends and you're not doing it on stream and they're okay with you doing that, like, stop acting like streamers are perfect and people on the internet are perfect. No, that's not the case.
and it's not about race.
So, no, Aiden, I'm going to be real with you because, again, you're not going to gaslight me here. I know in my mind I'm nowhere near the piece of garbage that you typically hang out with because, again, if I was, we would be besties. You would come over here, get on your knees, let me fart in your mouth, and then afterwards you would say, "Thank you, sir, may I have another?" I would give you at least several chairs to sniff. I find your situation very, very sad, and I don't so much dislike you as much as I pity you, mostly because of clips like this.
I don't care about my perception. Bro, that's been cooked. You guys think the LG community is gonna like me? You guys think the deep feminist, they're gonna, there's nothing I could do. They're gonna hate me no matter what. I can't change that shit. Facts in the chat. They're gonna forever hate me because of the LG shit. They're gonna forever hate me because the Tate, the Trump, all that shit. So it's inevitable. I can't do anything about it. I'm cooked forever.
I'm sorry, I know this isn't very woke, but this is like the most shit I've ever seen in my life. If I was your dad, and I feel like you are seeking a daddy, if I was your dad and I saw this clip, I would give you a call out of concern.
Say dada! Daddy, how many dada, bro?
Dude, Aiden is such a freaking weasel. Well, I lost. But that's okay, because we can always try again tomorrow. Yes, I did use MySpace. What do you mean? Yes, I did. I was very into MySpace. Why am I not dead? Don't I die as soon as that happens? Wait, what's going on? I thought I died as soon as 0. Was there an update? Oh, no way! I can still get out of here? I didn't know this. I did not know this. What? That's kind of cool. Okay.
Come on, bro.
What's wrong, son? Are the feminists hurting your feelings again? You know, regardless of how they feel about you, you
Hassan and Asmongold have been continuing their feud, this time going back and forth over viewbotting. Some in Hassan's camp and Hassan himself have been pointing out that Asmongold has been consistently having more viewers than Hassan, alleging that because it happens no matter the situation, it must be bots. And because of this, many fired back at Hassan, calling him jealous, saying he's lying, or pointing out that of course this would happen, Asmongold is just a more popular creator. And of course Hassan fired back at some of these people, either saying that they're coping or that they aren't as liberal as they claim to be. There's a lot to get into, so let's just jump into it. Welcome to the internet versus Hassan and Asmongold viewbotting. It starts when a user named Jay references an Asmongold clip where Asmon is talking about the recent happenings in Minneapolis, and he says, saw an Asmongold clip where someone said, why didn't he just shoot the tires? Bro, these people are below cattle. And Hassan replies, but
why are these people like this? I don't understand what's wrong with that comment. Why didn't he just shoot the tires? Yeah, she could have still gone, but whatever. I don't even want to get in.
saying, anyone who gets their political opinion from Asmongold is lower than cattle. Antonio Chavez replies, because you are any better, Lamau. And Hassan says, brilliant centrism here. Emerald Apple replies to Hassan by saying, Asmongold lives rent-free in your head because you are losing and you know it. Pick says, just go shock your dog, bro. Mr. Obvious replies to Hassan, says the lowest IQ MFer on this platform. Hey, Hassan, which came first, the chicken of the egg? This is a free IQ test. Feel free to answer. You get one.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna forget this.